I'm FIDE Master Norbert Barth, and I'll stream now on lichess.org the Zumpili's tournament. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Zumpili. Let's see, we have already 414 players registered for the tournament. I'm very excited to see how many participants will be in Zumpili's tournament. I will greet you all in the specific language. Nilswind, thank you for being online. I saw you are registered in the tournament. I'm very pleased to comment a game which you play. As I told you, I'm not commenting all the time the major games, the title players. I will be commenting the games of my friends, and of course I'm excited. Yes, Nilswind, you see I have another voice. I'm very excited to see how this tournament will develop. Obviously we have now 416 players. There are still 13 minutes to go. I just get a message. Some of my friends will join the tournament, but a little bit later. Of course, they have no chance to play for the win. Therefore, they will start later and will play just for fun. I'm gonna play, but I suck at 3 minutes, says Nilswind. Don't worry, Nilswind. You should think about how many games you want to play. Play some games, then make a rest, and then you can play another game after a break. So it's not necessary to play a lot of games out there. You think you have a program, a strategy, what you want to exercise, and that should be enough if you play 10 games. And you will have obviously some lessons there, preparing then for the next time specific variations. It's not necessary to play the whole 3 hours. It's obviously a little bit too much. The 3 hours would be important for players who want to win the tournament, and that's not the case in your game. So GGJJ07 says, hello, a lot of strong players in this tournament. Yes, we have a lot of strong players. Let's see which players are online. We have there. I withdraw from the tournament. Obviously, I don't play. So let's withdraw from the tournament. And now I will comment this tournament. We will have now 424 players. Alexander Zubov from Ukraine is leading the rating list, but we have also Fandorin from Russia. I don't know, Fandorin is let's see, do we have a real name from Fandorin? He is FIDE rating 2565, a very strong GM. And we have also Kochvok from Ukraine, and we have also in the second row we have Taika, also strong GM, and Penguin is also there. Penguin and Taika are online. Obviously, this is a strong tournament. I'm very curious who will win this tournament. You need a long distance running atmosphere. You should keep the pace for 3 hours. I'm sure some of the players will play Berserk, and therefore they will play a lot of games there. And let's see if I ask you who will win this tournament. You can think about how many games they can play in 3 hours and how many points they can achieve. So if you want to make some suggestions, I will be ready to hear who will win the tournament. Obviously, Mr. Zubov is very strong, 2,900. It's unbelievable strong. So I think Alexander Zubov would be, perhaps if he's in a good shape today, at least in the first 3 participants who can win the prize. And I'm curious if he is playing Berserk. I think the guys who are playing much more risky, playing Berserk and playing much more games, they have good chances there, but of course playing solid and a good chess is also a good basis for winning tournaments. We have 10 minutes before the tournament starts, and I take my chance to greet all the new viewers out there in their languages. And let's say, greeting first Thibault out there in French. Bonsoir, Thibault. Thank you for letting me organize this tournament. I'm very delighted to watch and comment this tournament. As you see, Thibault was very kind and he created this tournament for me. The only condition is to have 50 rated games. You know the reason why I introduced this condition, but obviously it's possible that some players like Redban in the chat, they say I'm getting my stockfish ready. So obviously I hope we will have fair games, and the best players should win. So bonsoir Thibault, bonsoir the French viewers, and to my Italian viewers, buonasera. Russian players, dobry večer. Hopefully I'm spelling correct this word. And in Portuguese, boa noite. Yes. And my favorite greeting is in Japanese. It's oya suminasai. Hopefully we have also some viewers from Japan out there. And from India is Shubh Sandhya. But I think now in India it's a little bit late there. We have at least 5-hour difference there. I hope we will get also some players from India, and also some players from the United States. From Turkey is Heisenberg there. For Turkish, I'm sorry, Turkish is a little bit difficult for me, but I can try. İyi akşamlar. It's good evening in Turkish. Hopefully, if it's not correct, you can tell me how I can pronounce it better. But let's see, we have Nilswind is there, and we have Raj Mithun, it's also there. There are plenty of viewers, plenty of followers there in this tournament, and I'm very curious how they play. I have seen the masterclass of Kasparov, and I was very impressed by the production. This masterclass is for sure for players around 1600, 1700, but you see the passion with which Kasparov is explaining the chess motives, and I registered there on masterclass not only because Kasparov has his masterclass, because Annie Leibovitz has a photography course, and I wanted to watch Annie Leibovitz. Annie Leibovitz is a photograph who is concentrating on portrait photography, and she worked for example, for Rolling Stones, and she made the famous picture between Yoko Ono and John Lennon. And this picture was very famous because few hours after the picture was taken, John Lennon was murdered, and this picture was on the main page, front page of Rolling Stones without words, and it was a lovely picture. That was the reason why I registered for the masterclass, and I'm very satisfied. There are also Stephen McCurry for basketball, Serena Williams for tennis, Kasparov for chess, and there are also some authors, some of them I didn't knew. We have also Martin Scorsese and Werner Herzog is there, and Malcolm Gladwell, I think he wrote The Tipping Point. So there are a few few authors and creatives out there, and I think the production is very creative. They use a lot of cameras, a lot of angles, and the scripts are also perfect. That was a good preparation for me to watch how a good learning tool is prepared professionally. So let's concentrate on our tournament. There are still 5 minutes before the tournament starts. We have 477 players now, and Niels Wind. I won't watch the stream while playing, I would be distracted. That's correct, Niels Wind. Perhaps it's better to concentrate on your game. Obviously I have a non-alcoholic drink without making advertising. I need a little bit to fresh my voice. I'm sorry for that. If I'm thinking, obviously it takes 3 hours to comment, and I'm starting now the first 15 minutes, and obviously it's necessary to have a co-commentary there. So RX asking, maybe you will reach 500 participants. Yes, I will reach 500 participants. There are a lot of players out there who join the tournament later. So some of my friends will join the tournament later because they have other duties in the club. They are training other kids. And in Germany, in some of the clubs, the club time is on Friday evening. So some of them need to hurry from the club to go home and to play the tournament. And they will join the tournament a little bit later. They don't have intentions to win the tournament. They are not playing that strong. They will join the tournament, will play some games, and then we will reach our 500 players for sure. So please provide more video quality options. 720p is too much. Zumpili. Please provide more video quality options. 720p is too much. Rajmitun, I think I'm just an affiliate. I think only partners can have this option. If you can teach me about that, I will be ready to change the options, but I think I don't have these options now because I'm not a partner from Twitch. I'm just an affiliate. That's the first step, and only when you are a partner then you will get some more options there, and I hope this will change soon. Now let's see. We have 507 participants, and for the last 2 minutes obviously we have we are breaking a record. For the next 3 hours perhaps we will reach 600, 700 players, who knows. There are also some players who play now the daily Blitz tournament, so perhaps these players will join the tournament later. Now the tournament starts in 1 minute. Get ready, concentrate on your game. Hopefully you will join the tournament and have a good time. During my stream I will concentrate of course on the events, of the main events, on the first boards, but also I will concentrate on the games of my friends. We have a lot of partners out there, a lot of viewers who play this tournament, and I would like to comment also their games. This is a tournament for all the players, not only for professionals. Therefore, as you see, it's an open tournament, and I hope you will have a nice time. As you see, I just prepared a little bit to greet you, to say good evening in all the languages. But if someone is missing, I hope you will get the next time the possibility to hear me saying good evening in your language. Oyasu minasai is obviously my favorite good evening in Japanese, and boa noite, it sounds wonderful, beautiful. It's in Portuguese. I hope you like that. And the best thing is now the tournament already started. So let's watch the first game between Coach Vok and Fandorin. They are playing very fast. This is in something these are playing very fast, something like reversed Volga Gambit. And let's see, white is playing some kind of Volga Gambit. Now black has a good grip on the c5 square, and I think white needs to open the center, but it's not that easy to play e3. But I think perhaps the most important thing will be the counterplay on the b file. But obviously this knight on c5 is very well placed now. And can he make pressure against the c5 knight? Obviously yes. He needs to play something like knight e7, queen d6. How can he protect the c5? Queen e7. Queen e7 protecting c5. And now again making pressure against c5, threatening knight e4. And in some cases he has the threat knight takes c5, rook b5 and knight e4, making some threats. Obviously white has the initiative out there. Queen a4 threatening on c6, double attack, and preparing in the long run counter-attack against the weakness on c5. Let's see what's the best way to prepare this attack. He can play queen a6, but knight b4 is not really a threat there because the pawn on a7 is hanging. So how can he prepare this attack? Playing rook b7 perhaps, and making pressure against the two weaknesses. Queen a6, yes. Queen a6, now he has a good initiative. Obviously now the bishop on g7 is out of play there. Fandorin is having a good pressure there, threatening, for example, rook b7, doubling the rooks on the b file. And obviously the initiative is on the white side. Black has some difficulties with the coordination of his pieces. We need now see how black can defend against how can black defend the two weaknesses on a7 and c5. It's not that easy because obviously after rook c7, rook takes c7, the knight is attacked and also the pawn is attacked. So queen takes c7, bishop takes c5. Obviously now the rook is not protected there. The rook is not protected. Obviously he can take on c6. Oh my goodness, this was a blunder there. This was a blunder. He can take with the bishop on c6. If he takes, he takes. And if he takes bishop b7, d7. And now if he takes with the bishop is necessary, he needs to play knight b3. And the only way to protect is knight b4, but the pawn on a7 is falling now. Taking on c5. Taking on c5 with the knight. He must take with the knight because he has the pin out there. Oh my goodness. And he lost. Fantastic game by Fandorin. Very strong play by Fandorin. And I think Coach Vok needs to resign now. A good start for Fandorin. Yes, let's see now. The next game we have there. Chipote is playing against Blitzfix. Please write in your chat and And I see Vinakia says, hello sir, it's almost 12 a.m. tonight. Yes, Vinakia, thank you for watching from India. Obviously we have here very strong participants. Chipote is playing Berserk, only 1 minute left. And I think Blitzfix just needs to play fast. He has no weaknesses out there. Let's see, good control over the e5 square, and pawn on g6 can be taken. And now he needs to make pressure against e6. White has a strong initiative threatening knight f7. Now he needs to keep this bishop because this bishop is out of play. He can take on e6 obviously with a double attack. But the queen is not protected, so he's threatening now knight on e6, bishop f7, and perhaps rook to e1, knight f3 with great advantage for bishop to g6. And now let's see, rook e1, e5. He just managed to escape a little bit too easy. He managed to escape. So obviously now he has a pin, but he can increase the pressure. Oh, he has a double attack now. And obviously black loses this game because he loses also the knight on e5. Blitzfix is playing very good. Obviously he was underestimated by his opponent. His opponent played Berserk, and Blitzfix played very nice. Obviously we have now a new leader. JD is there. He played twice Berserk and is joining now. It's leading now the tournament with playing against Berserk against Atsuaga casual. Let's see, we have a normal position out of the this seems something of Queen's Gambit. No, it wasn't Queen Gambit, it was a Queen Pawn opening, but we have now a structure which can be achieved from a Caro-Kann, for example, and now he has a pressure on the F file. As you see, black has the majority on the king side and white has majority on the queen side. So now he needs to castle, but he gets a weakness on e6. So what's the best way? Now the play is one-sided. He can play, takes the pawn, and he needs just to consolidate now on the e file, trading the rooks, and he's playing now an endgame, being just a pawn up without counterplay. So this is very difficult. Now he needs to play something like c5 perhaps, but d5, and yes, queen to b3, queen g4, protecting e2, and now he needs to trade the rooks, obviously. Rook e1, and white is just playing now central strategy, being a pawn up, but he has only 1 minute to go. Obviously he needs to play faster. It's a technical winning position, being a pawn up, but as you see, he played Berserk, and with Berserk he has less time. Needs to play faster. King to d3, yes. Playing something like queen e4, threatening queen e4, and after queen e4, c4, bishop c3, and playing for d5, making a free pawn on the d file. But he needs to take care not to have too many checks there. The only problem with black faces now is the ground rank mate. So he needs to push one of the pawns. Let's see which pawn, h6 perhaps, and then to prepare against c4, d5. Now he has queen e4 idea, bishop c3 ideas, pushing for d5, creating a free pawn on the d file. Yes, queen e4 to prepare d5, or queen e6. Yes, still having everything under control. Now playing, for example, bishop b4 or bishop to f4, pushing d6, the pawn to d6. Let's see. Oh, he has now blundered another pawn because of the mate on the ground rank, and he resigned. Black resigned. Yes, a nice victory. Nice victory. He's losing the queen now. And obviously he had difficulties with the ground rank there. And once again, hello to my viewers from India. Shubh Sandhya. I'm not sure if everyone is speaking Hindi in India. Obviously, this is the 3-language formula in India. Everyone should know the national language Hindi, but Hindi they are speaking just in north. And then 3-language formula was introduced a long time ago. They are speaking English and Hindi, and then the regional language out there. So some of the students obviously don't learn the Hindi, they just know their regional language, for example in South Tamil or Kannada or Malayalam. So now they have 12 AM tonight in India, but they are still online watching the tournament. Let's see. Oberwetzen joined the tournament. Oberwetzen is on the 3rd place now, playing again a solid line. Let's see, he just played something like d4, c5, knight f3 takes d4, something like anti-Benoni. And obviously he has a good consolidation there, a play against the weakness on c3, but this is with tricks, playing against a6, pinning the knight. And now let's see how can he play this line. Obviously if he takes with the bishop on b5, he's very well there, taking and playing a4, taking on e7, losing a pawn there, winning the pawn on c3. Still e2 is attacked and b7 is also attacked. Obviously this seems black is equalizing now, threatening perhaps queen takes a8, giving the queen for 2 rooks. So he plays rook b8. Still oh, he's blundering there. Oh my goodness, he just blundered the rook there. Oberwetzen needs to recover now. We have now JV is leading for the first 10 minutes. Let's see. JV is playing now a very good tournament at the start. He's playing now with a player without title. He bearsacked again. So let's see what he's playing. He's playing something like against the Meran, against the Slav defense. Playing obviously against the bishop on g6, trading this bishop in the long run and playing with the bishop pair. Yes, now obviously he plays with the majority on the queen side. What's the best way to make progress for black? Is threatening the pawn on a3. And is he pushing c5? Is he pushing c5, playing with the queen side attack? Or what is he doing? Obviously the knight on g6, yes, he's trading, and now he can play something like f5, aiming for a stone wall structure, and f5, g5. So black is not worse there. Oh, he's playing for e5. It's a little bit surprising, creating a weakness on d5 now. I thought he plays for stone wall structure out there, but no, he plays now against the Isolani. This is balanced, still balanced, but playing against the Isolani is very comfortable. Now he can take on d5, obviously. Queen takes d5 and takes on f3, takes with the queen on f3, and he just won a pawn without compensation, having now again a threat on b7 and the bishop pair. That's not easy now for black. Black has difficulties. Let's see, can he play bishop takes? Oh, this is a bit surprising now, because he can take with the bishop and he can't take with the queen because of the check on f3. This is a little bit strange now. Strange decision. Now he need to play queen b3, and black has suddenly good counter chances. Let's see, he can take on f3 with check, taking on h2 with check, and playing queen d6 and taking on d3. So this is a good position for black. Let's see if he sees this variation. bishop take h2 and then queen d6 and taking on d3 with good chances in this endgame because the pawn is attacked there, and that's a splendid endgame there. Let's see what's his decision now. He wants to play for mate. Yes, he's taking on h2. A good decision out there. And he must take because it's threatening queen h4. So queen d6 check. And queen takes d3. It's perfect setup for black. Enyemo has just 50. Oh, he's playing with check there. Playing obviously for perpetual check. Yes, that's also a decision. He don't want to win. He's just playing for perpetual check. And it's perpetual check there. Queen g5 and draw. A good result for Enyemo and a draw. Okay. So there's no way to escape this draw. He didn't want to win. He just managed to create a draw and stopped the run from Jay, who now got 2 points out there. The new leader is Fly in the Sky. Let's see, Fly in the Sky. Lashet Jain, wow, nice tactic, Zumpili. And let's see, Mločik says, Dobro večer, pan Zumpili. Ako sa mate? Good evening, Mr. Zumpili, how are you? I'm fine. Obviously, Lasha Jain says there are 22 national languages in India, 2 official languages, English and Hindi. Oh, that's correct. That's correct. And which language are you speaking, Lasha Jain? Which language? Where from are you in India? I need to drink something. Obviously, my favorite commentary is to comment a tournament like a football game. Obviously, chess is much beautiful than football. Soccer, excuse me, soccer. You need to say soccer for my states, for my viewers from the United States. And Fly in the Sky is playing now Berserk. Has only 35 seconds to play. He's playing against Off-White. Only 35 seconds. He is an exchange up, but has some difficulties there. Oh, he's just taking, and it's mate on f3. Oh, what a trick is there! Unbelievable, a beautiful trick from Fly in the Sky. It's a beautiful mate. Let's see this mate. It's a wonderful attack there. I thought he will lose on time, but let's watch once again this beautiful mate. Applause for Fly in the Sky. We just saw a creative mate there. Wonderful, wonderful. If I comment such games, it will be fantastic for me. Let's see how it will be my voice. After 3 hours of commenting, my voice will be hurt a little bit. Let's see, Fly in the Sky is playing against a FIDE master. Again, Berserk. And he has now a structure which resulted from, again, something like Trompovsky. d4, knight f3, bishop c5, and then Verezov, knight c3 there. And we have a structure where white has a good knight outpost on e5, trying to play with g4, g5, but he's playing central strategy against c5. That's the way how black can create counterplay there. But now he can take on c5, play knight e7. Knight e7, and suddenly he can't play queen e7 because of g5. Oh, g5, but he can take on d7. So obviously now he can take on c3. On f4, takes. And he has some compensation there, but let's see, he plays rook d7. Rook d7, trying to get now to trade one pair of rooks and then to move the majority there. So h3 protecting the pawn. This is a technical win there, but still he has only 48 seconds to go. What's the best choice now? Playing a3 b4. You need to take care of mate on the ground rank. So now pushing for b3. Interesting choice. Queen e5. Queen e5, rook to b7, threatening now against the weaknesses on f7 and taking the pawn. So he can take the pawn on b4, and now the b2 is protected. Queen a5, it's a possibility of attacking the rook, but now the rook is attacked. The only move is now he must trade the queens, and he's pushing the pawn. This is difficult now. Very precise play by fly in the sky. Rook c1. Check first and rook c1. Obviously, this is an easy win now for bishop e5. Only move to stop c7. And he takes the c7. And obviously, this is rook f3. First, he's playing for time. Obviously, he still has possibilities to win on time, because it's not that easy to get a strong attack against f7. And he needs to play now h5, rook f6, rook f1, playing for time. Obviously he doesn't have time, and it's draw. It will be draw. Bring a rook up, but he played Barth, the fly in the sky from Sweden, played very well. And now he just managed to draw this position. Drama pur, fly in the sky, lost the first game, but he's still leading now. 2 hours and 38 minutes to go. Let's watch again. Where are the other players, the strong players? Let's see. We have there Vokak chess, we have Hammer is there, just joined. Hammer from Norway is there, and let's watch a game from Hammer. Obviously Hammer, let's see, where is he playing now. Hammer, as is a fantastic player from Norway. He's playing now, is playing on board place 31, and let's see, he's playing against Sun. And he's playing Barth. That's not easy. It's not easy. It's equal position there. No, I think black it's a little bit better. He's a pawn up and has a lot of time there. Oh my goodness. So this is very difficult for white to hold this position. He's threatening now rook takes c4, doubling the rooks and making pressure on the c file or against the. He needs to play faster, takes with the bishop. And let's see now what's the best way. Bishop d5. Attacking there. He needs to run away. Queen f6. Pinning the queen, the rook. He needs to play bishop c6 now. Queen f3. He takes. Oh my goodness. He just need to take with the queen. Takes. And now it's a battle on time. He's a pawn up, but still, oh my goodness. Queen c6, queen c5 takes on c. Oh, he just blundered another pawn there. Giving check. Oh my goodness. Oh, rook b6, he's losing a pawn. Now he's losing. Oh, so Hammer can win this time battle there. g5 needs to exchange, take on g5. Nothing happens there, so he has 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Obviously he is resigning now. He's not playing. Oh, he played there, but it's obviously losing now. He's losing on time, and Hammer won this game surprisingly for me, but he has now good chances. He has good chances to be in. Yes, now place 12 there. Hammer is on place 12. Let's see who is there. Where is Mr. Zubov? Where is Mr. Zubov? Let's see. Is he playing there? We have Toivok. We have Woke Up Chess resigned there. And now we have Martinez is also there. It's playing. Who else? Fandorin is there. Okay, so we have Fandorin. We have already 865 players. If we have at the end 900 players, it will be fantastic. So let's see, where is Zubov? I don't see Zubov. Obviously, Zubov is playing now, still playing, plays 135. Let's see, 135. Zubov. Zubov is a rook down. Zubov is a rook down, but he still has 28 seconds. Let's see, he needs to play rook takes g5, rook e6, rook takes, and he's not. It will be at least a draw, at least draw. Obviously, this is unbelievable. Zubov is losing. Zubov is losing, so it's unbelievable there. Unbelievable. Needs to play faster. Needs to play faster. He has 400 still seconds there. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He needs to push the pawn. And only 5-2. No, no, no, no, no. This will be draw. This will be draw. Yes. So Zubov managed to draw against an untitled player there. He just needs to push the pawn and to queen. And then he will get a fast mate. But obviously Zubov is not in the form yet. Let's see who is leading there. We have Fly in the Sky. Fly in the Sky plays again with Bersek. With Bersek there. G Hammer is without losses. He played also Bersek. Let's see Fly in the Sky. Fly in the Sky playing now again some Benoni structure there. He's playing Bersek against Hammer. Hammer needs to play against the e6 square. Knight f4, knight e6. He has the better bishop there, but the pawn on c4 is weak. How he can protect this against queen takes c4? He needs to play something, queen e2. But then the pawn on c2 is not protected. Obviously now he will lose one of the pawns there. Queen c2 is possible. He brings his rook. He needs to play castle, yes. But then he can take on e7, but rook e8 and the queen is pinned, so he needs to castle first or put the knight on e6. That's the best way now. Hammer is a little bit better there. And let's see, f4. What's the best? Knight e6 attacking. Now castling. Castling. It's the best choice there. Bringing the king in safety. He needs to castle. There's no alternative there. Taking on f6 doesn't make sense. So castling. Now he's preparing to double the rooks on the g file, playing then after g3 f4. What's the best way for white to create an attack? He has a good outpost there, but there's no pawn push. Can he occupy the b file? Can he occupy the e file? What's the best way? He just traded the important bishop and he has a good outpost there. What knight is stronger? The knight on e4 or knight on e6? This could be a status there. If he doesn't create some weakness, he stopped now, and obviously in this position he's losing another pawn on c4. He's losing another pawn on c4 and he's playing for the initiative on the queen side. Queen e8, queen e4, queen e2, rook e4, taking on g3, taking on g3, c4, taking on c4, taking on g3, playing queen g6. So obviously this is better for black now. Queen takes rook g7, check, king to e8. Now what's the best point? Queen h5, rook check, it's mate. No, queen check, and then he goes on b6. Still has some difficulties there. He's threatening now queen takes h4. What's the best way? He can't play rook c8 because king to b6 and nothing happens. Queen to c8 doesn't happen, so he needs to protect there. What can he play? Obviously queen takes h4, check, check on b8, and now king there threatening on a3. This is, oh, whoa, now this queen b5 mate, queen b5 mate. He can't play g1 queen because the mate, so he has no perpetual check. Queen b5, queen c6, queen c, and perpetual check. Unbelievable game, fantastic game. It's perpetual check, draw there. A very fascinating game between Fly in the Sky and Hammer. Again, there's no way to stop g1. and they make draw there. Fantastic game between Fly in the Sky and Hammer out there. Oh, unbelievable, unbelievable game. So we have now 900 players in the tournament, 932 players in the tournament. Let's see, if I talk that way, obviously I won't have a voice later. Commenting chess like a soccer game. Let's see, Sky in the Sky is playing Amir, his Berserk, 29 seconds. They are playing now d4, e5, sacrificing a pawn, playing for initiative. Amir 888, it's playing for initiative, sacrificing a pawn. But now White needs to occupy the center to recover. Now playing e4, playing bishop e2, perhaps bishop e3, perhaps he's playing now queen e7, castling long, knight f6, bishop g5, queen e7, castling long, playing for the d file. Obviously, black has some initiative on the and game aborted. Why is the game aborted? What's going on? Game aborted. Fly in the Sky lost connection. Fly in the Sky is not online. Fly in the Sky is not online. So what happened there? Fly in the Sky lost connection. Left the game. Oh, there's no result there. Is there a result? No, game aborted. Is perhaps something happened there? White need to go to the toilet. White needs a break. What's going on? Game aborted. Without result. Let's watch the tournament. Now, on the first place is Smilov Vasily. Smilov Vasily. Smilov Vasily. Obviously, this name resembles to the world champion who beat Mikhail Botvinnik. Smilov Vasily. He was also a musician lover, and now Smilov Vasily is leading there. And where is Hammer? Hammer just played draw. Let's see. Opervetsen lost a lot of games there. Obviously, he needs to find his form. Who else is there? Let's see. Where is Fandorin? Fandorin is on the 13th place. We have Dark Horse. We have Little Pumpkin. Purzelbaumer is there. He just lost one game. Purzelbaum for Germany. Let's see. Martinez didn't lost any game, but he's not playing Berserk. He drew too many games, so he just plays 44. We have now 961 players there. Let's watch. Let's watch. Where is Nielswind? Where is Nielswind? Let's see. Where is Nielswind? Nielswind and all the other players who are watching the stream. Let's see. Nielswind. I can't find Nielswind. Let's look for Nielswind. Nielswind is there. Let's find Nielswind. Nielswind is having a performance of 1834. Nielswind. Let's watch his games. Nielswind. Let's see. Nielswind is playing now against Carlos Corona. Plays 284 from 900 players. A fantastic result. Oh, he just blundered the queen. Nielswind just blundered the queen there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So he lost now a game against a higher rated opponent. Nielswind just blundered a piece there. But doesn't matter. You still have 2 hours 25 minutes to go, Nielswind. We all wish you luck, Nielswind. So where are the other players? Let's see. Still Smilov Vasily is leading. He just lost the game now. And G Hammer playing now with the black pieces. He played against a good opponent from Ukraine. Now the symmetrical position with a good outpost on e5. The whole game will be decided obviously on the c file. Niels Reshetkov Kirill tries to occupy the k-square on c4 and b3. This knight is a little bit passive there, but he is having a good function to protect the c4 and b3 square. The knight on a5 is a little bit misplaced if he can't play knight b3, but he's occupying the key square on c5. So let's see what's the best make to break progress there. Obviously, black needs to prepare against the doubling of the of the rooks on the c file, and now he's losing a pawn there. No, he can play on c2, taking, knight e4, queen b5, and now he has his pawn up, but he can play rook b8, f6 first, knight e3, or knight c6. What's the best? Knight e3 obviously is the best choice. Knight c6, it's against rook c8 because it's threatening knight on e7. Now he's threatening knight c4, rook to b7, obviously to make plays, to put the knight on b4 and to double the rooks on the 7 rank. So rook to b7, then he plays knight c4. Oh, nice choice there. Knight a7 check, taking on d5. It's a good strategy for white. Now he's threatening to bring his rooks on the 7 rank. So white is better now. He's a pawn up and threatens now infiltration on the 7 rank. Now he can trade one piece of rooks, obviously, or what's the best way now to play against the knight on d2. He can trade on he can trade and play knight c3. Yes, attacking again there, and now he has the check there. But he leaves, and now he just can take there and has a winning ending. Good play by Reshetkov Kirill. A fantastic play by Reshetkov Kirill. This is just winning this ending. Knight f3 check, queen there, taking there and playing a4. So a5, a6, b4, b5, d5. Strong move, also threatening d6, d7. This is a winning for white. A very good play there by threatening d7 now. And obviously it's difficult now to protect against these threats. King to c7 perhaps. Queen c7 and knight a2 would be a defense, but that's difficult. It's difficult to hold this position. Reshetkov Kirill plays very strong. So the threat is now obviously knight e6 and d8, or b4, b5 is also a threat. Black is lost now. He can't take on c5 because he plays a7, knight takes a7 and d8 mate, queening. So Hammer is losing now against Kirill, and he has no time left. Obviously he needs to resign. Yes, a good game by Reshetkov Kirill. Very strong play. Very strong play. And now we have Fandorin. Fandorin is there, and J is leading. JD is leading. Is not sure where from JD is there, but JD is leading. Let's see. Operwetzen is playing now on his place 7. Operwetzen is not Bersek playing now the main line against the Paulsen. That is Taimanov. A6, bishop e3. Obviously he's playing now the Grand Prix attack. Queen d2, f3. What is playing? Queen d2, a3. Modern line there, and now d5. I think it's equalizing very easily. Yes, it's equalizing very easily now. This position resembles now something like a French defense with the isolated pawn. The bishop is very nice. He's playing for the c5 grip there, threatening also c4, playing against the Isolani. But I think this should be a good game for black. He can play now queen e7, stopping there. He can play c4 and rook c1. So that could be a nice plan to create another weakness on d5. He has also a possibility to play knight b5, but it doesn't make sense to trade this. So he's playing rook e1 first. Now he has something queen e5, The knight on a4 is not protected, so you need to be careful about some tactics there. He has h2 is a good square, and also the knight on a4 is not protected. I just had a lesson yesterday with my viewers about the connectedness between the pieces, and this knight is now protected at last. Now he makes pressure against d5. Let's see what's the best way to protect this pawn. Yes, taking now on d5. He can take with the bishop, also possible, but the pawn on a6 is hanging, so we need to be careful now on pace. Pawn on a6, so he takes on plays c5 now. Interesting choice. And now let's see, knight b4. b4 makes sense. b4 threatening d4. Oh, need to be careful. Bishop d4, stopping the threat. Still having an eye on this pawn. This pawn could be a weakness there. Bishop f4, rook c3. Rook c3, or yes, rook c3 necessary. And then he plays a knight e4. A knight e4, and there are some tricks there. So he plays rook f2 first. Yes, bishop f5. Bishop f5, bishop d3, attacking the queen there. But if I take... what's the best way there? He needs to play a5 perhaps. a5 to protect the pawn on a6. This is a threat now in some cases. Queen to c7, attacking on there. He can take on f6 and play g3. But can he play g3 immediately? g3 immediately, and then after bishop e5, taking and playing bishop takes a6 because the queen is attacked. So that makes sense. Playing g3, it's logical, yes. Obviously now he can take on a6, but rook a8. First playing knight b6 perhaps. Knight b6 makes some sense. This knight is out of place, so he needs to activate his knight. Still, yeah, now he's pushing the pawn there. Needs to play knight b6 or rook b1. Rook b1. Rook b2, sorry, rook b2. Niels Wind hung my queen against a GM. That is not the best strategy. Lost 5 games in a row, so stop playing. Okay, Niels Wind, you need to make a break. And then recover a little bit. Drink something. Drink something. Non-alcoholic. Opperwetzen playing solid chess. But you need to be careful now on tactics. The structure is now good for black. He just managed to trade the weakness on a6 against the pawn on b4, and now he has the only weakness is now on c6, but also white has a weakness on b4. So you need to see if this is compensating each other. The bishop on h6 is a little bit misplaced in my opinion. So he has now a trick. He has some trick there. Let's see. He can't play knight f3. Can he prepare this move? Is there a possibility to prepare this move? Now, obviously, knight c4. Oh, this is nice idea there. He can't take on b6. What's the idea of queen h5? What's the idea there? He has only 19 seconds to go. Threatening f5, f6. This is a good threat there. f5, f6, playing against the misplaced bishop there. f5 winning a piece. He can play g6, but the knight is hanging. So he's losing a piece now. Opperwetzen is dominant there. A very nice win by Opperwetzen. A good play by Opperwetzen. Let's see. Van der Rijn is now leading 40 points with a lot of games. He didn't lost any game. Van der Rijn is playing now with the white pieces against Smyslov Vasily. Smyslov Vasily. Again, we have something like a Benoni reverse, but this time the pawn is on e5. So we have something like King Indian attack, King Indian reversed. Now he has some possibility to play with b4 in the long run. Yes, sacrificing a pawn, like in the Benoni structure. This is typical now. He's sacrificing a pawn on e5. Now let's see. what's the best choice now? Taking on e5, taking, playing now. That was important pawn. Now the pawn on d3 is attacked there. He attacks on e5. He can play now knight c6, knight b5, or b takes c. Yes, he must take there. He takes with the bishop, rook b1, just leaving, threatening knight b3 now. So he has the desired constellation there, but obviously he's a pawn down, threatening now. Yes, good position for black. Good position for black. He's threatening now knight takes b5. Let's see, a4. Still having initiative, threatening bishop d2. Yes, playing bishop d2, obviously. Rook there, rook e2. And now this bishop is not active. You need to trade this bishop. What's the best way? Bishop d2, yes, bishop d2. Rook takes, and now he needs to be careful not to block the position. He can play something like, he can't play a5. Obviously he's trading now the queens. Yes, playing queen g4. He wants to keep the queen. And now a5. White has initiative, obviously. A good initiative. He's a pawn down, but he has a good initiative. Now playing, obviously, queen e2, queen f3 check. First queen b7, and then queen again g4. He doesn't has too much time. Queen e2. And now, oh, no. He, obviously, now white has a good compensation for the pawn. This diagonal is weak, so you need to take on a5 and give check on b3. This is losing now for black. Unbelievable play. Good play by Van der Rijn. Good play by Van der Rijn. He didn't calculate it. He has a high risk. So Van der Rijn played very risky, being a pawn down, but he got the factor queen safety was important there, and obviously my Van der Rijn got difficulties there. So he saw one where you blundered the queen. I don't remember if it was the last one. Yes, Niels Wind. I just watched one of your games there, and let's see. I'm now on the main screen. We have Van der Rijn there. Van der Rijn is leading. Let's watch one of the Van der Rijn games. Van der Rijn is playing a very nice game, going for the bishop pair, rook c8, knight takes e5, e6, and playing for the weakness. Or he can take on d5. Yes, winning an important pawn, but he's also losing a pawn on b2 and b7. Let's see, is he going for this line? Bishop takes b2, rook b1, bishop g7, and then rook takes b7. Seems logical. Knight to d4, and yes, knight d4 doesn't work because of check on e7, and then the rook is lost. So knight d4 doesn't work because knight e7 check. Very strong play by Van der Rijn, winning the exchange on c8. And now let's see, he can play rook c7, protecting and still attacking the pawn there. c3 is a possibility. Or what's the best way to play this line? Queen e, rook e1, stopping knight e2 check. Bishop f5, and now he can play bishop e4, it's possible, or c3, c4, it's possible. What's the best way? Bishop e5 is also possible. I think bishop e5 is the best way to neutralize this bishop and weaken the knight on d4. So let's see. Bishop e5 could be the best choice there. But then he has queen d6 and a rook to c5. This is c3 first. Knight e6, double attack there. Rook c6, queen takes a2, and now bishop e5. Yes, Still, yes, and now he can take with check first and play perhaps queen a1. Or he can play first rook takes e6. Oh, nice tactic there. Because he has mate, fantastic tactic there. He can't take on a d1 because mate on e8. And if he takes, I'm just winning. Fantastic tactics by Van der Rijn. It's a very good player, Van der Rijn. Good tactics, solid play. It's a delight to watch his games. I would like to know who is this Van der Rijn. He's playing beautiful chess there. Van der Rijn, let's go to the tournament. Van der Rijn is leading, and obviously he didn't lost any game there. I would like to know who is this Van der Rijn. If someone can tell me out there who is Van der Rijn. And Niels Wind, do you know who is this Van der Rijn? Can someone from my viewers tell me who is Van der Rijn? Obviously, Van der Rijn is, his profile page says Maxim Chigaev. Okay, I haven't heard about this Chigaev, but he's playing very nice chess. A beautiful chess by Van der Rijn. So let's watch his games. He's now playing again something like, again he's playing Benoni structures out there. Very dynamic play. Let's see, can he manage to get some counterplay? He's having a grip on the e5 square, and now he's playing for the b file counter attack. That's necessary. Now he has a weakness on a6. Rook takes a6 is threatening there, protecting the pawn on a6, threatening knight b5, knight d4 in some cases, rook a4, and now let's see, perhaps he's playing knight b5. No, he's playing rook queen b8, still having a grip there against the b file, so playing rook b8, yes. Obviously, this is a good counter chances there, rook b4 necessary. And then bishop d2, and he can sack rook b3, much better. And now it's a question, can he play something like, what's the best way to increase the pressure? Winning the pawn on b2. Winning the pawn on b2, that's a good decision. Now he can win the pawn there on e6, but obviously this bishop is important there. The knight is not protected yet. So in some cases he can play, it's playing for the long diagonal. If he moves now with the bishop, with the knight, he has sometimes check on f3, and the bishop then takes the knight. So it's very difficult. He needs to play something like rook a3, but then he takes on a6 and is not protected. So what's the best way now? Attacking, he needs perhaps to take on b5, takes, check, takes with the pawn, takes on a1 and takes on d6 with some compensation there. Playing knight d3, still attacking there both pieces. Taken on c7, taken on f5. Still the rook is attacked. And now having a good attack against f2. He needs to play rook f1. Only possibility there. And now let's see how can he increase pressure. c4. That's the typical bishop c5 necessary. Knight a4. Knight a3 is not possible. So, oh, now he has some difficulties. e5. e5 playing for d6 idea. Rook there. So now he needs to play something like knight c3, threatening bishop takes there, but then he has rook to c1. He takes, and now he takes the pawn. This is fascinating endgame. Plays perhaps knight on h5, e6. He trades, and this seems with better prospects for black. He has much more time, so it will be losing, I guess. He needs just to play fast. There are some motives to go with. Needs to stop this. Yes, now this is the draw. This could be draw. Now. Playing rook e4 and going there, rook f3, check. Oh, he can't take now. That was a blunder there. He takes on f2 and he takes on h3, and this is now a difficult. Let's play rook on f7, and he's pushing the pawn now. Let's go with the rook on the third rank, putting the rook there and now pushing the pawn. This is very difficult now, obviously, to protect. He has less time there. There's no easy way to defend. Going rook b2, and threatening king d2 and e2 now. Let's see, e2, check, king e1. Oh, and then king there and is winning. King d1, rook d8, rook e2, and then he's pushing the pawn. Wow! So Van Doren is also good in basic endings there, having a better time management, obviously. Van Doren is leading. Oberwetzen playing Barth all the time. Oberwetzen is on the second place, and JD is on the fourth place. Where is Zubov? Zubov lost in the second round, and he has plenty of time. There are still 2 hours to go. My voice, where is my voice? So let's see. Thank you, Messi answer for making the research. Obviously, Chigaev is there. Chigaev is there. Let's go. Who else is there? We have now Van Doren. Van Doren is playing against the weakness on d3. He just needs to make pressure against d2 in the long run. He just can take on f4 and play knight b4, still making pressure on d2, threatening bishop takes f3 and rook takes d2. So taking on f4 first, e5. Wow. He can take on e5, takes on b2, takes on b2, takes on b2 now, and then he takes on knight c2, bishop e4, knight takes a3, or he can takes on d2 also, knight b4. This is now better for black. He is threatening now rook takes d2. He needs to play. Oh, he's losing a pawn there on d2. He needs to play rook a2. So now this is a easy win for just playing a5. Yes, and he has difficulties against the b3 pawn. What's the best way? Attacking the bishop. Now playing knight g4, c4, making immediately a free pawn there and protecting. If he takes and protects the pawn there. If he takes on b6, yes, he can play knight g4, and still knight f6. Knight f2 is also possible. I think knight f6 is much logical. And now he can take on b6, but oh, he can take on c4. And he's threatening now knight takes. So b5, it's a possibility there. Rook b2, e5, and now he's pushing the pawn b5. Bishop d5, knight and playing a4. That's an easy win now. He can't take, and then he plays a3, rook there, a2, and there's no way to stop the pawns. Yes, playing rook is king e6, king d5, so it's this same motive there, and king d5, king, yes, and he's just pushing the pawn now. He can't stop. Taking on f5, and taking the pawn without any risk. Now he's threatening rook c4 and winning easily. Good technique by Van der Rin. A good technique, wonderful play. We can learn a lot by viewing such good games out there. But you're now silent in the chat. You are now silent in the chat. Why? Let's see who is leading now. We have Van der Rin. Van der Rin has a good start. He didn't lost any game until yet. Now there are still 2 hours to go. But my energy has an end. Let's have a drink. Let's watch the game from Van der Rin. Van der Rin. Van der Rin playing again queen e4 c6, knight f3 d5, exchange variation in the Caro-Kann. d4, knight c6, f4, the queen e2. What's the best way now to play this line? He can't play bishop g7, bishop f4, bishop f5, trading on f5 makes some sense. But he can play on knight d2, but he's losing the pawn on e5. Needs to trade, play knight d2 and rook e1 ideas. So queen d2 first, or rook e1, knight d2, sorry, knight d2. And obviously black is fine there. He can increase pressure on e5. Does he play now e6, queen c7 and castling long? Playing for the g file. What's the best plan for Wittig? Oh, he's playing center strategy. I'm not sure this is the best way now. Queen d4. Oh yes, now he has some tricks there. He can win a pawn there, but bishop e5, yes, taking with queen. And this ending should be good for black. He just castle, and obviously he can protect the weakness on d3. Now he's losing the important pawn there. He's losing important pawn. Now Van der Rin needs to consolidate, to neutralize the initiative. It doesn't need to do much. There is no attack inside. Let's see, queen g7, queen c7. What's the best way? Queen c5, queen d4, knight f3, queen to g4. So that's a trap. That's a trap because he can't play g3 because he's losing the knight. So knight f3 is losing a piece after queen g4, a threatening mate. He just need to play g3 and then he's losing the piece. So he needs to play something else. What can he play? Rook e2, threatening also queen g4, f3, protecting the mate. So what's the best way? Queen knight b3? I don't see something else. He can't play queen takes a5 because the knight is attacked. What's the best way? Knight b3. Knight b3. And now he has perpetual check. At least perpetual check. And very nice shot by Wittig. And if he takes, check and perpetual check. Wonderful play. Now he needs to play there, and obviously he still has perpetual. Now he needs to play that way, and it's perpetual check at least. Check. Oh my goodness, now he's threatening mate there. Oh, what a blunder there. He needs to take on g2 and it's perpetual there. Oh, he played for a win and lost. So the first loss from Van der Rijn, he just wanted too much there. He needed to accept the draw there. Obviously, that was a huge blunder. It's unbelievable there. Let's see. Opperwetzen is leading now. Let's see. Van der Rijn is playing against OS, also an international master, and they play some Sicilian structure. Still the bishop on c8 not developed, threatening some cases play d5, but white is fine there. Now he needs to play d5. It's important after e5 he has a good structure, knight d7. Oh, c5 doesn't work. c5 castling, and now g5. c5, queen a5, knight d2, knight d7, queen d6, and d4. This is better for black. So what's the best way now? Queen to f2, queen to e5, knight d7, queen d6, d4. Or can he play first queen b4? d4, and now is threatening to take on. He needs to play knight b1, knight e2. It's just blocking everything. Oh my goodness! Now he has a good counter chances. The queen is in difficulties. He's threatening sometimes rook b6, but not yet. Perhaps he needs to play after knight e2. Play something like takes on a2, threatening to take on b2. This is lost for white. Wow, nice play by Van der Rijn. Nice play by Van der Rijn. Obviously, yes, he resigned. Still leading then, and Zubov is coming. Zubov has now win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins in a row. So Zubov is now playing again very strong there. Let's see, where is Zubov? Where is Zubov playing now? Zubov is playing now against Dutch boy. He's a piece up. Yes, a piece up. There's no check on f1, so threatening to take the knight on f5 and trading the queens. If he takes on b4, it just can take on f5 and have two pieces. So this is difficult now. It just needs to resign. Dutch boy is a piece down, hoping for perpetual, but now he's just simply two pieces down, and he resigned. Yes. A good result by Zubov. Zubov is now playing very strong. Let's see Van der Rijn against Macrofago there. Van der Rijn. Let's see bishop f4. And he can't play e5. Obviously this is with difficulties for white. He's a f4. This pawn is there threatening f3. He can't take on with a knight because it's a double attack on f3. Oh, white is in difficulties now. Macrofago from Spain with strong attack now. This is absolutely lost for white now. Can he defend here? This is a very strong attack now. f3 and all the pieces are tied there. Oh, Van der Rijn is losing now. Perhaps he's losing his lead now for the first hour. How can he defend? He's losing a lot of time. He's 1 minute down. Still 1 minute 30 left. Macrofago with being a pawn up, a strong attack for Macrofago. He can take on g3, takes on g4, and then he plays queen to h5. Okay, h5, still keeping the tension. Oh, this is difficult. Now he can take on g3 first and take with the bishop, and knight f3, bishop, or pawn takes, or bishop takes. Oh, he's just losing a piece with check. Oh, this is absolutely lost there. Needs to play queen to e6 to protect the pawn on d5. Taking with the yes, with the king, and now taking there. There's no threat there, so he can play bishop d7 to rook f1 check, king g8, and it's crushing victory there for. There's no bishop to g5. There's no real hope. Now he has a threat there. Bishop to g5 is a threat. Oh, this is nice tactics by Van der Rijn. Very clever. He can take on e4. He can take on e4. Still threatening bishop to d5. h6 first. Very creative play. In losing position, he just keeps the tension there. Taking on, now threatening bishop d5, and bishop takes h6. Double attack. What's the best way to protect? Oh, queen to d6 or knight to e7. No. Bishop d5. Now he needs to play something like needs to play queen d6 or bishop to c6. Wow, also very good creative moment there. A good tactics by both players. Bishop g5. Threatening bishop f6 check. Or rook f6 is also the threat. h5. He can take on d5 first. Rook f8. Taking. Bishop d6 check. Macrofago is defending very solid now. He check and taking on d5 first. Yes, and now queen e4 check. He's being a piece up. Very nice play by Macrofago. Wow. View the tournament. Van der Rijn lost. Alexander Zubov. Where is Alexander Zubov? So obviously I'm just losing the connection there. Wow. Great. So Arex says, great commentary and tournament. Thank you, Arex. Fly in the Skies was expelled from this tournament and banned as a cheater. Some people claim that it was not true. He cheated. What do you think about it? I think they have a good security system, and I trust Lichess. So I don't have I didn't follow too many games from Fly in the Sky to say something. I think the security system from Lichess is working very well. So let's see. Alexander Zubov is playing now against Jump 23, and he is quality down. Let's see, bishop g4, and threatening now to take another pawn, and this bishop c5, yes, and bishop e2, rook e1, bishop b4, bishop f2, and winning again the quality. He needs to play something like rook takes, and then bishop there, and he takes the pawn. and takes the pawn on f. Oh my goodness. And Zubov is winning now easily. Playing now for the majority. Yes, what's the best way to play this line? G5 and king h5, king g4 and playing h3. Strong play by, but still a lot of time didn't left there. Threatening now rook e1 check. So this is completely winning by black, for black. So obviously a king there, and now there's no defense against rook e1 mate. A nice game by Zubov. Alexander Zubov playing very strong view tournament. So let's see. I'm just losing connection there in the main hall. So let's see Zumpili streaming there. Who is leading? Zubov is now leading. He found his pace. Now in the first hour we have a leader, Zubov. According to his rating, he was also one of the players who was expected to be on the first place. Fandorin on second place. Operwetzen, a good result, but he lost 2 games in a row. That's amazing. And then let's see, where are the other players? Where is Hammer? Hammer is on place 21. And Ilya Sir, Little Pumpkin, yes. Let's see, Dabi, Wittig, Alambik, Rekul, Kateson, Dark Horse. So we have a lot of players out there. Obviously VB won all the games, but now he made a break. And let's see, we have there Rybak lost a lot of games. He just makes a break now. And where are my viewers? Where are my viewers there? Let's see them. We have Kansab is there. We have Niels Wind is out there. Perhaps he's making a break. If I found some of the players who I know, who I invited to this tournament, please tell me which Hammer withdrew from the tournament after a bad loss. Oh, I'm only watching, but I enjoy it. I'm not playing this tournament, though I want to watch Zumpili's commentary, says Raj Mithun. I just look for the other players. Obviously, Tilichev withdrew from the tournament after a loss there. And Alexei Borisovich, it's on place 195. Obviously, this is a very strong tournament. We have now, unbelievable, we have now 1,340 registered players. Unbelievable. So now Kam is there. Let's see, Kam is just making a break. And Kansab from Pakistan is playing now. Let's see Kansab. Kansab is playing now with the white pieces. He faces now a strong attack there, but let's see what's happening in this endgame. He is a pawn down, but everything can happen. We have still a lot of time there. So black is almost 200 points less than Kansab, but Kansab is struggling in this endgame. He's fighting for the initiative. He's a pawn down, has a little bit initiative, concrete. He has possession of the... And this is a threat there. Knight g5 check, winning the rook. Oh yes, he can trade. What's the best way to play now? What's the best way he can play now? F4, D4, D4 playing for central advantage. Knight F7, rook F7, and still playing D5. What's the best? Taking on E5, taking. Oh, this is difficult now. This is difficult now for white. It's playing for attack, being a pawn down. Kansab is fighting with all his heart there for initiative, but he's still a pawn down with black has a good consolidation. He needs to play something. Rook h8, rook back, and still a good place for the knight. Knight f4, threatening now knight e6 or knight e6, double attack, rook check. He's losing the bishop. He's losing the bishop there. Oh, Kansab managed, is playing now a rook g8, attacking the knight and still attacking the, but he can play rook d6. And he wins the piece there. Taking on f8. Kansab managed to recover. Being a pawn down without initiative, he just managed to win there, and after knight f6 this will be difficult now, losing another pawn on f6, and Kansab managed to recover being a pawn down, and now he has a piece on f5, king e3, and this is a winning position for Kansab, playing now, trading the rooks, and the e pawn will win the game. Oh, whoa, he just blundered there. Oh my goodness, they played both pre-moves without taking care what, oh my goodness, playing now c5, and this is an easy win now for winning the a5 pawn, and Kansab is winning now another pawn, and he's fighting knight b3, oh, knight d5, king d5, queening, and now oh, he's making his life very hard there. He's making his life very hard there, being queen up, but should win. And king c3, obviously after queen c8 he's winning the pawn, and obviously he can mate now. In 30 seconds he can mate with the king and queen. Needs to play a bit faster, 27 seconds. Just moving with the queen, one row, and now once again one row with the queen. Yes, queen d6, queen, yes. Still 25 seconds to go. And now queen g3, g3, queen f6 check. And hopefully he doesn't stalemate there, king to h7 and then queen to e7. Queen to, oh my goodness. And now check. No stalemate, please. So now queen to g8, yes. And now he can move his king. And he still has 40 seconds to, yes. Then mate. Fantastic mate by Kansab. Congratulations, Kansab. It was a hard game out there. Watching the tournament. Kansab sounds like Carlsen. Yes, we have now the leader is Alexander Zubov. Let's see who is playing there. We don't have Hammer is not playing there. Van der Rijn is on the second place. Zubov is leading there. So let's watch Zubov playing very strong chess with the white pieces, having a good attack on the e file. So the main line will be to to open the files on the queen side makes some sense, but pushing b4 makes some sense to have two strong pawns in the center. So b4 makes it's a very important plan there. And afterwards he can play also queen a2 in some cases, but I think consolidating on the king side is very good. Some cases now he's threatening queen a4 and rook takes b6, because then he has double a good attack on the a file. So, but I think the first, now he's threatening knight e5 and protecting b6. I don't want to exchange this important bishop. So queen check, and now what's the best way? Bishop e4 to threaten f4, bishop e4, f6, needs to stop. He's threatening f4 now, so needs to stop this diagonal. He took the pawn there. Oh, he can play f4, winning a... And what's that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Chess. f4. And now he takes on a4, takes on e5, takes with the rook. No, he can't take with the rook. He needs to take with a pawn on d5. And then he gives check and he's losing the rook. So best way to take there. Now he plays d6. And what's the best way now to protect? Obviously he needs to play rook to threatening rook b6. And queen takes e4. Queen takes e4 is the main threat. So he can take on b6 now. But this is obviously with good prospects for black going there. And now he can... he needs to consolidate. Queen d4. Queen g5. And he takes on d6 with the queen. Oh, this is difficult now. For b5, rook a5, so can't play that way. He can take on a7, taking on a7, taking on a7, rook f7, and check, taking, oh, threatening now, b5, oh, trading the rooks makes sense, yes, that makes sense, and this is better for queen f6, check, and now check, he takes with the queen, and then he has queen d4 and wins. Queen d4, queen a1 and winning the queen. A fantastic plays by Martinez. A fantastic play by Martinez. Very solid. Martinez from Peru. A wonderful game. Congratulations. Very tense game out there. So Zubov lost the game. Now Lanchester. Lanchester. A new GM. I don't know who is Lanchester. And Martinez is won a good game against the leading player, Martinez from Peru. They are playing now something like Alechian defense. Yes, Alechian defense. So what's the best way now? D takes c4. He has good counter chances against the d4 pawn. Taking and playing knight, knight b4, a5. a5, d5, no, knight e7. He can't play d5 because the knight is hanging. So if he gets a grip on e6, he will stand very well. Threatening bishop e6 and knight e5. So he needs to play knight e5, takes, and he has a good consolidation. Playing sometimes bishop to g5 doesn't make sense too much. Queen g6, and he plays just c6 and is very well placed. Queen d2, f6, some cases h6, bishop there. Now bishop takes h3, bishop g4, bishop g4, bishop f5, knight e5, queen to g5. He can't play f4 because it's hanging, so this is a very pleasant game now for black. There's no attack, needs to play bishop e6, yes. And a pleasant ending for... oh, he just lost important pawn there, but still a better endgame for black. So Martinez is struggling to draw this game. Reshtekov Kirill has a lot of time, so he can play for this endgame, trading one piece of rooks and then afterwards playing for the a pawn and pushing the a pawn, and now bishop b3. And putting the king on d5, and afterwards activating the rook there. And let's see, now he plays rook e1, playing for another weakness on g2. He needs to play g6 first, bishop on g7, knight, king a6, f5, and now rook to g1, g3, and let's see what's the best way to play now, playing for this weakness. And obviously I can play check on c4, but what's the best way now? Rook there, and he can take on e5. It doesn't make sense yet. So black is pressing. Black has a lot of time there. So let's see what's the best way to make progress there. Giving a check now. Yes, and playing king there, and now having a check, and the rook is lost. Nice tactics by Reshetkov Kirill. So Martinez couldn't hold this difficult endgame. Good lesson how to play with different color bishop in this rook endgame. And what do you say? RX says, wonderful commentary, missing your brutal, don't find you there anymore. And Nielsen says, if you are gonna organize another tournament in the future, can you please make 3+2 or something? Of course, Nielsen, that's possible to do that. Let's see, Zubov is leading. Zubov is playing with the black pieces against Joseph. And what's going on there? Yes, he's winning, obviously an important pawn there on d5. Still can take on d5 and he's a piece up there. So but he has 3 pawns. So he has 3 pawns there. He needs to play bishop c3 now, and then knight d3. Oh, this is not that easy. Rook to b1. So Zubov is fighting now with 3 pawns against the piece. What's the best way to play this line? Attacking there, and he needs to trade perhaps on b4, taking or playing knight e5. Knight e5. Knight c4. A complicated ending. Knight e3. Joseph is fighting. Joseph is playing now with piece against 3 pawns there on the queen side. Joseph is exchanging. Now he gets some activity there. Taking on d5, taking on b6, rook on d2. Now he has 2 pawns, but activity against f2. He needs to protect f2. Then he plays b3. So what's the best? Rook to c2, stopping knight c4. Check. Oh, knight. What's the best way? Rook to b. Obviously he can play b3. Knight d5. Knight d5. So knight a4. Knight d7. I think knight d5. Oh, so he can play now c, but he can sacrifice. So he can't play c4 because knight takes c4. So b2 first. He's threatening now c3, and rook to c1 is also a possible threat. Oh, unbelievable. Now also, and just they need to take care. In some cases he needs to move the king, and then taking on. Oh, he took there, and this is draw now. Fantastic play by Joseph. He still has 27 seconds. So this is draw now. He just moves with the rook somewhere. Rook g3. This is draw now. They play on time. He has 10 seconds much more on time, but this is completely draw there. So rook a4, rook to g4, and now Zugzwang. He takes on he takes there and have a check. Oh my goodness. He will lose now. He has a threat now to play. Oh, unbelievable. I can't believe this ending. Oh, Joseph from Indonesia managed to lose this ending. He played that good. He equalized in the ending. So obviously Alexander Zubov made a lot of pressure there in this ending, and he couldn't save this ending. So let's see, Zubov is still leading. but only without 1 point. Macrophago on the 2nd place. Toivok is on the 3rd place. So Fandorine lost some games. So Kiketh is now on the 3rd place. Where is Hammer? Oh, we have 1,420 players out there. Unbelievable. It's much more than I ever imagined. I thought 800, 900 was my expectation, but we have a lot of players out there. Let's see. Zubov is playing now with the byte pieces. Who is playing against a player who is playing Berserk. So what's going on there? A player is playing Berserk against Zubov. Fatalism is playing Berserk. It's unbelievable. So playing Berserk against such a strong player. Obviously now there's a threat taking on g5, knight e5. So he needs to be careful now. Queen there, and now he can play something like threatening f4. Knight takes g6, yes, protecting. And now needs to play knight f3, f4 immediately. Queen c5, taking the piece, taking on g5, and taking there, and playing now castling. Yes, Zubov gets a pleasant ending. Let's see, bishop e6, taking on a2, and now he needs to play rook a1 to take the pawn, but obviously now Zubov has two pawns there. Let's see what's the best way. If he takes on g4, takes with check and playing king there, he needs to play check and rook f7. Oh, king to d8, and now pushing the pawns. Obviously now b5, rook, bishop c6. He has also a strong piece there, rook to g1, stopping the g5, and now pushing the pawn. He has a lot of time there. King, rook g4, check, taking the pawn. Is simply winning for black now. A nice ending. Playing a2, check, goes away, pushing g7, and then he plays rook g2 and resigns. That was very spectacular, playing Berserk against Zubov. It's not unusual. Plays 47, plays Berserk. Oh my goodness. So Macrophago is leading now. He didn't lose any game, Macrophago. A good start by Macrophago in the first half of this tournament. Yes. Obviously X Villages is unbelievable. You see plays 49 playing Berserk against the leader of the tournament. Everything is possible in this Zumpili's tournament. It's crazy. But we saw nice attacks, fantastic blunders out there. So this tournament is above all my expectations. We have now much more than 1,400 players out there, and black has some difficulties now on the f file. This should be now knight e4, threatening to trade the queens there. So what's the best way now to play? First queen e1, queen to g6, but then he has sometimes knight to f2 ideas. Let's see what's the best way. d5 is also a threat. So what's the best way to play now? Trading the queens doesn't make too much sense, but he wins the pawn on d6 there. So taking on d1 takes. Oh my goodness, what is it? Oh, he's playing that way. Oh, very, very nasty. Check and taking on f5. Playing for initiative. Threatening now. Queen must play queen f6 because he's threatening rook d8. So he must play now. What's the best way? e4 he can't play. g4. g4 is the only move. rook f1 is also possible, but now he protects, and he's just a piece for the queen. This is not too much. It was very, how you say in German, you say heldenhaft, but that's not too much. Axel Villager, thank you very much for supporting the channel. I'm very delighted to see this fantastic attack here. Obviously he has some difficulties with the f7 pawn now. Only possibility is playing knight there. He can take on f7, takes on f7, takes with a rook, playing king there, and then a rook on d7. This should be withdrawing chances. Withdrawing chances. Now he's threatening perpetual check. Now he needs to play king there, and then if he plays rook d8, he has perpetual check. So he's stopping now perpetual check. He's stopping perpetual check, and he's threatening now the bishop there, and also rook to d8. So can he stop these both threats there? And he stops also the check on e7. Fantastic resource by Macrofago. And he's winning now. Wonderful play now. Let's play perhaps rook c8 attacking, and b5. And obviously now he's losing another piece. It's very difficult to recover now. He has no time. So OS played very solid chess, sacrificing the queen. Well, OS from Venezuela. A nice game. Let's see who is leading. Macrofago is leading now. Second place Zubov. Third place Fandorine. Third place outsider Kikek from Spain. Oh, he's playing a lot of Berserk there. 61 points by Kikev. Lanchester lost only one game. Toivok, it's place 6. Joseph G. Martinez. Joseph Oes. And let's see who are there. 1,460 players out there. Operwetzen lost 4 in a row, and now he's trying to recover. Let's see, we have Little Pumpkin. Where are the other players out there? Where is Rotzkocher? Let's see, where is Rotzkocher? Rotzkocher is there. Let's see Rotzkocher. Where is Rotzkocher? Rotzkocher, it's now making a break. Rotzkocher won a game, and Rotzkocher is making a break now. So he's on place, let's see, place 1000. Rotzkocher making a break. I can't comment. He won one game, and he just lost few games there with a performance of 1270. So Rotzkocher has plenty of time to get a better performance out there. Let's see who is there outside. Who is playing? Yes, Heldenhaft means brave. That's correct. Thank you very much, Tamalier. A brave, sacrificing his queen is very brave against the leader. So let's watch Macrofago again. Macrofago. Oh, Karin Master is there. Karin Master plays 89 against 55. Zlatka Utka against Karin Master. This is let's see. Solid defense there for black. The bishop is outside the pawn chain, but he doesn't has the counterplay against c4. He's trying to push the e5 pawn and weakening now the d5 square for a long run. He needs to castle. Oh, he played d5, and now suddenly black has a good control over the dark squares. But now let's see, knight e7 makes some sense. This knight has no future there. He needs to regroup his knight, and obviously he's playing for the pressure on the e4 square. Needs to castle first and playing f4 perhaps. Yes, f5 and now f4. stopping, pushing his pawns, and if he plays e4 now he gets the important square there, but it's not that easy to get to f4. So obviously black is very comfortable yet in this position. He needs only to regroup his knight, but where should this knight go? On b4 with knight b8, knight a6, knight b4. What's the best way to regroup this knight? Rook to c7, now comes rook b5 and the pawn is not protected. Oh, this was a blunder there. Knight d3, attacking the rook there, rook c7, rook b4, or what's the best way now? Rook c5, sacrificing the rook. Makes sense. That makes sense there. A good sacrifice for black. Black is playing very active, sacrificing the rook. So obviously we have now a lot of players there. As I promised, I don't comment only the games of the first players. I try to comment also other players. We still have 1 hour to go, 1 hour and 40 minutes. And obviously in this game he needs to make the decision. Is he taking the exchange on c7? What is he doing there? Obviously takes a lot of time there to make a decision. He has 1 minute left. Karim Master has a good position, but obviously now he has difficulties to protect. No, the pawn is protected there. What's the best way to make progress for white? Taking on f5, h5, taking on h5, and then what's next? How can make black progress there? I can't see a really progress there. So he keeps the bishop, and if he plays bishop back, he can't play f5 because he's losing control over the e5 square. So what's the best? Oh, he goes back and now he can trade, and the main task will be to bring his rook on the g2 square, but this is not that easy. Now he trades the queen, threatening in some cases to play f5. Takes and king there. It's not that easy. The knight can't move to activate the rook because the pawn is hanging there. So it's not an easy task to. He's playing for the weakness on e4, and now knight d3 there. Bishop there, and let's see, f5, taking on f5, opening the files for the rooks. Complicated play now. Rook to f1, threatening rook g2, check, mate. This is mate, threatening mate on g2. Oh, suddenly the king is not safe on g6. It must play something like h5 or h6 to find a place there for the. This is losing now. This is losing now. Let's see. Can he take there on e5? No. Playing rook f7, rook h6 mate is the threat. Oh. Oh, he can't save this game. He played, he played that way and then rook there, and then let's see, he could take on d6 there. Check, check, and he play on time. He doesn't have time. Karim Master doesn't have too much time now, and take. Oh my goodness. What's going on there? He's losing. So it's losing. Oh, Zlatka Ucha. Zlatka Ucha won now on the board and on time. This is amazing. Amazing position there. So obviously now we have Macrofago still leading there. Let's see if Schachwurst is playing. Let's look for Schachwurst. Is Schachwurst there? No, Schachwurst is not playing. Who is there from the players? Let's see if we have perhaps Aldebaran. Is Aldebaran playing? Let's watch Aldebaran. Let's watch Al and line. This is another line. Aldebaran is playing now. Let's see, where is Aldebaran? Aldebaran is playing against Pavel on board. Yes, plays 500 against 466. He's playing now against a lower rated opponent. Obviously now he is in a good position, but is he a pawn down there? Taking on c7, losing an important pawn on c7. Oh, this is difficult now. It's difficult. He can play bishop b6, rook takes c3, rook takes d5, knight h4, knight g3, and he knights h5. Playing for the weakness on g2, that's a possibility there, but it's not easy. He can play something, playing that way, rook b1, check first, or pushing the pawn, bishop to g1, knight f4, rook e2 protecting the weakness, makes a lot of sense. Playing now, he needs to be careful now. He can't take the pawn because of check on b2 and he's losing the rook. And if he plays a7, he's almost lost this position. So a7 is the threat, rook b3, yes, and now a7. Amazing position for white. This is now very difficult, knight d3. He can't play ideas with knight c5 because he will get pinned there. So what's the idea with rook there? Knight c5 is not possible because rook a5 check and is losing the knight. Knight b4, just giving check there, and the main idea is to play now a rook c5, rook c1, rook b5, rook b5, and this is lost now. So rook b5 was with attacking, so he needs to play rook b5, trading check, and now rook c5. Oh, he could take there. He can't take on a7 because of the pin. Still tricky line, What's the best way? King there, yes, playing for king b7, that's the way to go. Going back, check. Threatening now, rook takes a7. Oh, now he takes rook takes a7, and he can play for a win now. He has only 24 seconds. Can Aldebaran recover now? He can take on f4, creating a weakness. Now he can play rook a3, rook e2, threatening knight on d4. Knight on d4, it's a pin, so knight e7, attacking there. So we're winning a pawn there. Rook a5. Oh my goodness, suddenly he has only 14 seconds left, so he can take on f5. Playing for a win, rook d5, pre-move, rook g5, knight f5. So obviously he needs to play fast. Bishop f4 is a threat. King e6. King f7, yes. And now the rook is... Oh, g6. He must play g6. And he's won on time. Unbelievable. Aldebaran saved this position. Congratulations to Aldebaran for playing such strong defensive moves out there. So let's see who is there leading. Macrofago is leading. Macrofago is playing now against Kikev. Yes, obviously he has the desired push b4, take sacrificing a pawn now, taking on e5, and this is a resembles of Volga with reversed colors, making now a strong attack against the d4 pawn, playing knight b3. What's the best way? Playing c5 is not possible because the bishop will get active. So if he plays now c5, the pawn is not protected. So now double attack. He needs to take on a8 and plays now knight f3. Does he get enough compensation? He's playing now for ideas. Oh! Interesting sacrifice for Kikev against Macrofago. He's threatening sometimes g5, g4 ideas. Let's see, knight a6, queen b3, threatening to trade the queens. Queen a7 makes a lot of sense. Rook d3. Rook d3, nice sacrifice out there playing for mate. But he can play queen to a7. Take on c3 and take on e7. So queen b5 is also possible. Much straightforward. Now he has some threats to take on yes, and now knight e5, and he has two pieces now, two pieces against the rook and two pawns. This is an interesting game now. He tries to make now a blockade on the dark square there. The threat is also to play the rook there to take on c5 and play rook there. But now he can take and play rook b7. Bishop takes b4. Rook takes b4. Still f3 threatening. Yes, and now rook there. And this ending is, if he gets the control over c5, then black will be fine. But he still has a weakness on h7, and perhaps if he pushes the pawns, then he will get a weakness on f7. So this is a little better for white now. Let's see if he managed to play knight e5, knight c4. Oh, now he's losing a pawn there on c4. Taking with the rook, giving check, going on e7. Suddenly he lost a very important pawn there. Macrofago is struggling, getting some advantage now. Let's see. Now he gets some counterplay against e2. Let's see how his best way. He can't play knight e7 because of rook takes e6. So he can take rook takes e6. Oh my goodness, why not? Rook takes e6. Oh, he just blundered now. Kikev blundered now. He could win a piece there. Oh my goodness. Now it's amazing. It's amazing ending there. Both are under 1 minute there. So it needs to trade the rooks perhaps. Trading the rooks would be safe. Rook to c2. Now plays knight e5. Trading the rooks will be a drawish position. But now let's see. Still playing for win. g5. Yes, now he has the desired. White is offering draw. Black is not accepting. They are both less on time. What's the best way? He still has possibility with his knights to get a check somewhere. Let's see, knight c4, knight g6, e3, check, knight there, and then he need, oh, this is complicated now, check, king d3, bishop f5, oh, f5, and now losing a pawn there, threatening king e5, bishop to b7, check, check on a6, and struggling there, check, unbelievable. Now needs to play, he wins with check there, e4, check, takes, oh, this is another ending, oh my goodness, rook, oh, he just blundered a piece. Now this should be draw, they play on time, oh, no, no, no, no. Now it's trading the rooks. Oh my goodness. They are just playing now pre-moves and trading the, yes, the desired ending. Wow, amazing, amazing there. I think he could win playing there, rook takes e6, if I'm not wrong. Not in this position. Let's see, he could play there, he could play in this position, he could play rook takes e6. Unbelievable, he could win this position, but instead of playing rook takes e6, he played rook d4. Amazing, amazing. So let's go back. Correct result there. Macrofago could lose this game, but he managed to save the game, make a draw. Still, we are now under 1 hour. Macrofago is leading. Who is Macrofago? From Spain. So Macrofago, let's see a good result. Can someone tell me? Thank you, Thomas. Aldebaran, danke für den netten, flotten Kommentar. Aldebaran is just playing brave this tournament. He just had today lessons with the young students in his club, and he managed to return on the board, playing now a blitz tournament after a long evening. So congratulations to Aldebaran. We have now, how many players you say? Thomas says, Jose Carlos Ibarra Jerez, FIDE 2500. So Macrofago is playing also beautiful chess. Let's see now, he is playing against the weakness on f2, and he, unfortunately, he's exchange down, but he can't play f6. Let's see, knight check, not taking the another exchange. Obviously, he can play rook e1. Nothing happens there. Queen takes d6 and taking with check. But no, doesn't make because he plays e6. Needs to take on f2. And now this should be an easy win there. Playing for pushing the c pawn. Yes, what's the best way to play that? Queen d2 first. Rook c1 and then playing c4, or immediately, yes, queen d2. Vuk has a strong position against Macrofago. The leader is losing now, threatening queen d6. Or what's the threat there? Bishop f1 playing c4. So he's struggling to get some counterplay. Queen d6. He needs to protect rook d2, and now bishop f5. What's the best way to play this line? King e7, threatening bishop e6. Now, rook to d6. Oh, rook to d6 is a threat. Double attack. This is an amazing attack there. Let's see, bishop f7, yes. And now, c4, is it too early? Playing that way, and now he has the check on d7 some cases. That's pushing the king on g2 is safe. Yes, that should be taking a pawn, and now this should be c4, c4 taking there, and now queen d3. You need to take care on this diagonal. You shouldn't be pinned there. Bishop there, so rook c2, queen e1 check, no, bishop h3 check. Oh, bishop g2, he must play. So check on e1, king there, and nothing happens. He needs to move the bishop. So that's no mate there. So he can't play queen f1. Yes, bishop d2, and now let's see queen to d1, queen b4, rook to c4, rook to queen to c1. Still having an eye on this weakness, protecting the weakness. He can play queen to king there, but rook to c4. What's the threat? Queen d6, rook c5, bishop to b6, rook d5, queen b4. And now he needs to trade the queens, and this is winning now because he can't protect the d7, and this is easy winning for white now. Bishop to e2, and nice technical win by Vuk. Macrofago, let's see. Macrofago is still leading. On second place comes again Van der Rijn, on the third place Zubov, on the fourth place Opperwetzen. Opperwetzen and Zubov can make a lot of points there. And let's see Macrofago against Mac. But let's see Van der Rijn, Macrofago playing d5, playing non-theoretical lines. This is a trendy line now to avoid a lot of theory. Now 95 is the theory there. Let's see, and then he takes on d5. Oh, he plays e5. Knight g4, knight takes e5, rook e1. He has the bishop pair, but some weaknesses. How can he play this? A good position for black, in my opinion. Playing rook d8 check first. Rook e8 first. So Macrofago is playing Berserk. That's very brave there, playing Berserk. And let's see, he has some ideas of the rook is not protected, and now he has a weakness there, check. And what's the best way? Playing g5? No. Knight f6. Rook d2, a good counter-attack, taking on e2 and playing knight c4. Knight c4 first, knight d3 check, taking on e2, taking with the rook, taking, and playing bishop takes d3. Oh, plays that way, takes on d3, and the pawn is not protected, and take on f2, takes, and now takes h5 immediately. And yes, obviously this is now very tense. Macrofago is threatening now, rook there and h3. So let's see, can he play? Very tense game there. I can't decide what is better there, because obviously he can trade the rooks, and if he plays check, goes, takes, and rook to b6. Oh, he played passive now. He played passive now. He must play now. Oh, c4. b6. b6 is threatening now. b6 and he's losing now. c4. King d6. Going back. Draw. Now kings and takes c5. g5. And he can play for win. Now f5. f5. f5 is winning. Black is winning. h3. And black is winning now. Wow. Fantastic game by Mac. Congratulations. Now the the tournament is amazing. We have 1,600 players there. Oh, above all my expectations. Above all my expectations. So now Macrofago lost 2 in a row. We still have 50 minutes to go. On the second place, we have Zubov. On the third place, a good strike there by Oberwetzen. Oberwetzen has good chances to win the tournament. Van der Rijn has a good strike there. Toivok is also there. He lost 2 games. Martinez and Lanchester. Josef, let's see, where is Hammer? Hammer stopped to play, obviously. And we have there Little Pumpkin, Alembic, Dark Horse, and Ilias Sir on place 55. A lot of players who stopped to play, obviously. Let's see, Rotzkocher. Is Rotzkocher playing now? Let's see, Rotzkocher. Is Rotzkocher playing now? Rotzkocher played 4 games. He's just making a break. And now we watch the game from Macrofago. Macrofago against Jeff Forever. Let's have a drink. It's very tense. We still have 48 minutes to go. Fandorin, it's Maxim Chigaev from Russia. 2,565. Jose, so let's see. Jose Carlos Ibarra Jerez, 2,569. Losing a piece there. Macrofago. Let's see, he has some threat, playing d6, queen d4, bishop c5, and then taking on, oh my goodness, he's losing a piece there. So queen b3, e takes f3, queen d2 takes d6, knight e4, and knight takes d6. Oh, he can't take on e7 because of check. So he takes bishop f4, bishop c5, queen c7, bishop takes d6, queen takes c2, king a1, bishop h6. Or he can take on f6 and take on f2. Is also possible. This is very good for black now. Queen takes queen c7. Play faster. Jeff Orever from Germany has a good attack there. Bishop takes d6. Queen takes c2. King a1. And now he must decide. Can he play rook? Bishop f6. Yes. Bishop f6. Rook e5. Bishop there. And now the rook is, he must play queen takes b3, or he can play rook. Yes, he's playing much stronger then. Now he's threatening queen takes f2 is the threat. If he takes on c2, he takes with a rook and has a splendid ending there. The desired ending. Very good play by Jeff Forever. Jeff Forever from Germany. A good attack So let's see what's the best way to protect. Bishop a3. He can take on f2. He can take... Oh! Fantastic mate by Jeff Forever. A strong attack by Jeff Forever against Macrofago. Now we have a new leader there. Zubov is near there. Macrofago lost 3 in a row. Perhaps he should make a short break, going to the toilet or drinking something. 3 losses in a row. We still have 45 minutes to go. Being fresh the last 50 minutes is important. Who has the winning strikes in for the last minutes there? Let's see, Zubov. Zubov is playing now the exchange variation there. Bishop g3, 97 e3, bishop d3, bishop f5 with equality there. Taking on f5. Taking on f5, playing queen b3. No, rook c1. This is a pleasant ending for. And now knight c8, knight e6. Yes. e4, knight f6. Rook d1. Knight takes f6, d5. Knight e5. Threatening knight e7. Rook d8. Queen b3 attacking f7 and b7. So he can't play rook b8 because of knight takes c6. Queen b6. What's the threat there? So he needs to play something like rook b8 now, yes. a4. Now knight there. He can't play rook takes b6. So queen to c5. And now rook to d5. Queen d6. Attacking now d4. And he needs to be careful because mate of the ground rank. If he takes there, he takes with the rook and plays knight c6 mate on the ground rank. He needs to play h6 or something like that. Threatening queen c4. So h6, queen c4. This is not possible. If he takes on c5, he takes with the pawn and the knight has no good square. So this is very tricky by Zubov. Very tricky. It's not easy to defend this position. Knight e7 and knight e5, knight e6. So knight e5 now. Rook e8. Strong play also by Macrofago. Plays rook d1 or a5 first. Needs to activate his king. And playing for knight e6, that's the threat. Knight e6 is a threat to keep the rook tight there. Let's see, knight e6. And now he needs to play rook to c3 first. Playing for rook b3. Now he needs to keep the knight. It's very important. Can he trade the one pair of rook? Doesn't make sense. Now he has a good square for his knight there. Knight d6 back, knight b5. So a very good defense by both players. He can play now knight b5, yes. Knight e5, rook e1, f4, rook king a1, takes, and now rook d5. This is f6, threatening now knight d4, knight e6. So rook d5, h5, g4. What's the best way to play g4? Trading there and playing now for the weakness on g4. This is knight c3, knight ed5, check first. He can't. It doesn't make sense to trade this. So knight c3, knight e5, knight f4, check. Now he trades the rooks and he can't play king g5, rook f. Oh, This is draw now. Yes. This is draw now. King to g5. Giving check. Oh, this is now fascinating. There. And this should be draw now. King d5, draw. A very good play by both players, but he doesn't have time. So Zubov is playing for a win now. Zubov is playing for the win, but I can't see how he can win there. Oh, he played rook e6. No. No, now he's losing. He's losing another pawn. Oh. He has not too much time yet. 70 seconds. I think he will lose on time. Oh, he managed to get a good square for the knight. And this is draw now. Unbelievable defense. Unbelievable defense. Macrofago managed to save this game, being low on time. Perhaps this saves him the first place. Let's see. View the tournament. We have 1,645 players. Unbelievable. Operwetzen has now the lead. Operwetzen is playing against Dark Horse. Operwetzen is the #1 now. He's supporting also the side. He has this sign that he's supporting, is a patron of Lichess. And Operwetzen just sponsored and gave his last win from the bullet tournament and created another tournament. Threatening mate there. Oh, nice tactics by Operwetzen. 97, and he's playing now being a 2 pawns up. 2 pawns up. So let's see how he can play this endgame there. Knight b7, bishop a2, knight d2. So he still keeps the pawn. Knight d2 or b4. b4, and now he needs to activate fast. He can't play king d6, king d5 because of the check there. So needs to play g4 first. King there, bishop c6, g3, bishop, and then h4, h4, g5, and this is very good for. Now he needs to play g6 because he's threatening. Oh, knight f3, knight f3, knight e4 is a threat. King there, and now the threat is h5, h6. Oh, so this is a good h5, h6, and he can't stop the pawn there. He can't stop the pawn. Operwetzen is winning now very clearly. h7, knight e5, and now h8, queen, giving a check. Oh, taking the piece and mating on d7. Wow! Very nice game by Operwetzen. Congratulations. He's leading now. Now, who has the best stamina? We have 37 minutes to go. My voice is weak, as you see. I'm a little bit slowly now. And please help me. Fandoran is Maxim Chigay from Russia. And GGCA asked me, you don't play in the tournament. No, I have a lot to do commenting this tournament. I don't play in the tournament. Obviously, you know why I'm not playing, because I'm playing too weak to play in this tournament. And Operwetzen is leading. Let's see the game of Operwetzen. Both of them play Berserk. #1 against #6. Toivok against Operwetzen. Let's see what's going on there. He just opened the position. The rook is a little bit passive there. But now opening the position, he needs to play c5. Because, yeah, c5 now, obviously he's losing the pawn on b7. Losing the pawn on b7. Rook b8. Taking on a6. Taking on b2. So obviously now he gets strong counterplay. Queen d4. Queen e5. Oh, he needs to protect the bishop there. a4. a5, c4. He takes the pawn, bishop b4. Oh, this was a trap, a nice trap by Oberwetzen. A nice trap by Oberwetzen. Rook takes there. Unbelievable. Rook. So what can he play now? Threatening there. Bishop. He needs to play. The threat is to play rook a4, rook b1, queen d6, a7, queen takes d5. Oh, queen b1, bishop c5. Fantastic play by Oberwetzen. He's winning now the pawn there. Taking on c7, check, bishop d4, rook there, rook a7, threatening on and taking on f2. Wonderful win. So mate on g2, as fantastic play by Oberwetzen. Very strong player Oberwetzen. Very good. Let's see. He's leading by 10 points. By 10 points. Wow. Still 34 minutes to go. So let's see. Again Berserk against Macrofago. Number 1 against number 2. They play perhaps something like bishop g4, knight f6, g6, trying to get a Pirc defense. Now he needs to play something like d5. And if he castles and play e5, he has a good version. He plays e5 now. Has a good version of yes, taking there. This is equalizing now. Easy equalizing now. c6, c6, rook d1, queen e7 or queen c7. Easy equalizing now for black. Just needs to find a good square for the bishop there. Knight h5, playing for knight f4. Queen f6, knight f4 is the idea, and sometimes bishop e6. So let's see. g3. He can't castle now. Playing b5, a5, queen e7. Now he can castle, but he can play b4. He can't castle king side because the pawn is hanging there. So only chance is on that side, but then Oberwetzen gets his counterplay. What's the best way to play now? He can play b4, and now needs to play a5 to threaten bishop a6. Yes, but he has bishop c4. Bishop c4 and knight d2. So let's see, bishop e6. It's a bit complicated, not that easy. Now he's threatening to castle because everything is closed now. Bishop c4, putting the knight on b3. Black has difficulties now to get a good counterplay there. So let's see, h6, castling now makes sense. Bishop b6. The main idea is to play castling and knight b3 and playing for the dark squares there. So obviously he gets good play against the weakness on a5. How can Oberwetzen get some counterplay there? Oh, he has difficulties there. Knight f6 coming back. Can he take there with the knight? Playing first. Castling. Yes, he's taking the pawn there. Threatening now bishop b6 and a6. a5. Oh, and he's protecting there. Let's see, c3. c3, c5. Bishop. What's the best way? Now the bishop is out of play there. Castling first. Threatening now to bring the rooks into play. And then has sometimes bishop to d7 there. Bishop c7, now it's difficult. He managed to activate his bishop now. a5. Oh, he's winning another pawn there. But he can play first e5. a5 first. Knight c5. Yes, much stronger there. Having a knight on d7 and protecting. So what's the best way now? b3, bishop there, and now playing knight d3. Knight d3 attacking there and there. So this is difficult for black. Rook d3. Rook a5. Queen e3. Rook there, bishop e7. Bishop takes e5. But this is not hanging there. This is hanging there. And if he takes, he can take with the knight back. If he takes there, he takes with check. This is difficult there. Wow. Takes with check. And then takes the rook there, knight e4. And taking on d4, taking. Oh, and now a good play by Oberwetzen, Wahnsinn. I just say Wahnsinn in German. How he managed to solve this position. Still difficult, but to recover from... Now he's threatening first and takes the pawn. This is winning by Oberwetzen. Wow, amazing play by Oberwetzen. How he defended a lost position. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Rook d3 was a blunder there. He just got difficulties with the bishop. So a winning position lost by Macrofago, and Oberwetzen is leading now with 14 points. Only Zubov in the last 13 minutes. Only Zubov can catch him. So let's see. Oberwetzen against Josef is there. Playing very optimistic. The King's Gambit. Oberwetzen is playing the King's Gambit. Very nice. We see. I haven't seen the Queen's Gambit for a long time. So let's see what's going on there. He can't play. He's threatening something. Queen e4 check. So let's see. Knight f6, knight e7, bishop g4, threatening castling. Then he needs to take on c3. Yes, now the threat is to take on, yes. Let's see, taking there. And now he can take on g4. Oh, rook f1. f3. Doesn't work. Bishop there. Bishop takes f4. Oh, and this is nice game for Oberwetzen. That's the king there. Losing importance. He needs to play. Suddenly this check, he hasn't seen this check there. Oberwetzen has a 7-0 lead, but now he has difficulties there. Trading the queens. No, he didn't trade the queen there. Still good attack there. d5 and queen c5. Still knight f6. Amazing, amazing. Such a strong. He can take on d5. Takes with the bishop and play queen c5 and queen takes d5. So very easy win for white. For black, sorry, for black. So let's see. He has now his 2 pawns up. 2 pawns up. Can black win this technical position? Knight c4, knight g6, keeping an eye on the f4 square, threatening f4. So he needs to play something like c4. Yes, so very solid. Obviously, Oberwetzen won 7 times against Josef, and now in this important game he is losing. Oh, playing rook there and bishop b6, knight there. Oh, he gets a pin there. He gets a pin on d4. He needs to play now rook d8, rook d8, rook d8, bishop. So rook e8, bishop d4. There's the check there on d3. So if he trades now, he has a losing endgame. F4, very strong move. He can't move. Check. And now knight f3, double attack. Rook f1, takes. And obviously, takes on c7, takes on a3, or playing king a4, h4, h5, king f3. Oh, this is a very, very nasty ending now. He plays for mate. Check, king d2, king rook h1. And now taking the pawn. Again, Operwetzen, if he managed to draw this position. Yes, unbelievable. Operwetzen, a very strong defense in losing position. He has strong defense skills, so if he wins this tournament, for sure also for his stamina and good defense skills out there. So Operwetzen leading by 7 points. Zubov is coming now. Zubov is playing against Operwetzen. If he managed to win, then he will catch Operwetzen. Playing now. Queen c7. Castling now. He has a good attack. Operwetzen has a good attack. e5 doesn't work. So g5 is too slow. The attack is too slow. Now he can play something like queen g2, queen f2 perhaps. After b4 he has knight e2, and in some cases he has castling first. Unusual choice there to play that. Oh, he's playing now for the h7 square, threatening now in some cases queen g4, queen h4, but he has h5, an important defensive resource. But let's see, e5. Oh, no. Knight b3, knight b3, knight f3, knight f3. And the knight comes on e5, e takes f4, bishop takes f4, knight e5, in some cases knight c5, rook c8. So he needs to play knight f3, knight f3, knight f5, wow, knight f5, takes on f4. Now he can take on e7, play knight h6 first, bishop takes f4. What's the best choice now? What's the taken on e7, taken on f4? Yes, knight e5. And obviously now he has a good outpost there. It's not that easy. He needs to play knight e5, takes, and rook e8, a good position for black, but the knight is still out of play. He needs to play knight c4. b3 makes some sense, knight b7, rook e8 first. Rook e8, keeping an eye. So he must play knight b4, knight c4, queen to b8, d8. How can make white progress there? Threatening to win a pawn on e5. Takes f6, important. Now he can takes, and now winning a pawn on e5. Takes, and queen f2 check, and perpetual check. So taking, and he has perpetual check. Queen f3 and perpetual check. Oh, so he managed to keep the balance there. A nice game by both of player. Very, very nice game. Without a winner there, but a fantastic game, this draw. Fantastic game. So we have Oberwetzen still leading by 6 points, 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes to go. Who will win the tournament? Amazing there. As you see, can you make the board bigger? So asking me, let's see if I can make the board bigger. Let's go to the preferences, background, board geometry. Let's see board geometry and make the board a little bit bigger. So let's see now, is it better if I click now on Oberwetzen? Now the board is bigger. Let's see if you see the board bigger now. I hope you see the board now. Let's click again on the board. Yes, the board is now bigger. I hope you see now the board. Let's see. King Gooks. Hopefully the board is now the way you want it. Losing a pawn on d6. So what's going on there? Oberwetzen is sacrificing there a pawn. Knight c5. Bishop e6. And now he has some ideas to make pressure against these pawns. Bishop c2. Oh, can play a rook there. Rook b1. I had the idea to play something like rook a7, rook d7, but threatening to take on c4. And now he needs to find a place for this. Playing b5, rook c5, rook b4, rook c, knight c5, and he has rook d8. That's the major threat there. And b6, queen there. And now he has, oh, he has difficulties. Rook c5, knight e7, and if he takes on d7, he takes on c4 first. So what's the threat there? He can't take. He can't play something like rook f2, rook d2. Is this too slow? Is threatening also a rook d8. So what's the best difficulties there? For Chazu has some difficulties, I guess. Threatening rook to d8. What's the best way now to protect the d6 square? Bishop b3, bishop b3, rook d8, rook d5. Oh, he takes there, taking. Oh, he's losing a piece there. Oh, he has to attack there. Takes, takes, takes, and he has a rook f7 or what? What is the threat there? Amazing tactics there. King goes away. Rook takes f7. Queen takes d6. Amazing tactics there. So what can he do? He must play rook d1. Rook takes f7. Queen takes check. As check, taking. No, he can't take. So this is now check with perpetual. What can he play there? Oh, rook g1. And now he can take on b7, and this is now losing. Fantastic, fantastic play by Oberwetzen. Let's see, we go to Zumpili's tournament. We still have 1,737 participants. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I couldn't imagine that we have so many participants. That's amazing. That's amazing. So let's see. Oberwetzen is leading. Oberwetzen is playing against Kitev. So Kitev is playing Berserk. Both of them playing Berserk and playing the Scandinavian. Knight c3. Obviously, this is not a theoretical line now, just playing fast. There. Oh, so Oberwetzen has difficulties there. Now the pawn is there attacked, the king is in the center. Now knight f7, knight e5, threatening to take, f4. Oh, no, he takes, playing e6, and suddenly the knight is hanging. Oh, what a tactic there, what a tactic. So Operwetzen is winning this from an amazing position. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. Just, I can't believe this, what's going on there. So now he's in exchange up, playing comfortably. Let's see if he managed to check there. Rook e8, perhaps rook e1, a5 first, rook e1. Let's see, can he play for g4 idea? Playing now rook d5, g4 first. b6, because he has mating idea there on the on the rank, and suddenly black gets some play against the h3 pawn. Knight h5, knight e6, takes, and g3. This should be enough for equality. But if he takes on d6 and takes on g3, oh, rook there, check, rook there, and rook there. Obviously he can manage to, he gets the desired. He can play a4, b4, a2, and now threatening rook b2. And this is draw now. Obviously he wants to play for a win there, and he take on b5. Oh my goodness, now he's losing. Operwetzen is losing now. Oh, this is not unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now 13 minutes to go, he's losing a winning position, and Zubov can catch him now. He's having the flame. He can win the next game. If he wins the next game, Zubov, he will get 109 points. Let's see Zubov. Zubov is playing against Macrofago. Very tense game there. Number 2 against number 3. Let's see, Zubov needs to win this game if he wants to catch Operwetzen. Still 30 minutes to go. Complicated middle game. Counterplay against e4. A weakness on d6. Now he has some, is provoking b3 ideas, or what's going on there? How can he protect the weakness on a2? Bishop a6. Now he can play, no, he can't play a4. a4, en passant, taking on a5 and playing rook e1. Rook e1 first. Okay, rook e1, playing a3. a3, bishop to g7. And then he can take on b4. What's the best way now to play this line? Bishop, queen b6. Queen b6. Needs to play queen b6. Or bishop g7. It's not... Yes, queen b6. So taking, and c3, knight there, b4. Making use of the pin there, playing for a weak pawn. Sometimes also has the idea of playing rook b1 and b5, but I think this is too slow. Bishop to c4. He has a strong center, but there's no mobility there. Is he playing now against the weaknesses? e5, now making place for the knight, playing on f6. Nice move. What's the best threat now? What can he play? Is this a threat there? Rook b1 is not a threat. Queen c7. But knight e4 is a threat. Knight e4, bishop e7, bishop g7. Bishop e7 because if he plays bishop g7, the pawn is there. He can play with queen f2, making pressure against c5. That could be a choice. Yes, threatening queen f2 in some cases. So what's the best way to protect against queen to f2? Yes, so knight a5. Now he plays for the center. Play a threatening knight e5. Knight e6. Knight f6 check. It's possible, but he can take on e3. So what's the best way now to play this line? Bishop keeps the bishop. Okay, h4. Unusual choice. Trading the rooks. Playing now for the a4 pawn. h5. Who is best? Obviously, he has a strong outpost there. Needs to trade this outpost there. This is important. Stopping a3. Now playing knight b2, threatening a3. Oh, I think Zubov has some difficulties there. Can he create some threats on the other side of the board? Very difficult there. Knight c3, threatening f5 to complicate the game. Bishop h4. Zubov has difficulties there. Bishop e3, knight d3. Now he's losing a pawn there. No, they can't lose because he has a strong attack. Now he can play a3, a2. Yes, he can take. And obviously, can he play now c4? No, c4 doesn't work. Queen d8, queen a6, queen a6. He can't take on c5 because the bishop is saying. Can he play knight e4? Knight e4, a2. Queen there, and now he can take on a3. He can take on a3, but he has check on... Oh! He takes there, he must take care of the check on b8. Taking check, promoting, giving check, queen c8. Oh! A nice win by Macrofago. Nice win by Macrofago. He can play queen there and trading now the queens. A nice win by Macrofago. And king there, threatening check. And now queen f7. Queen takes e5. Still no check there. And now he has a pin there. And there's no mate. There's no mate. And Macrofago has a lot of time there. Zubov didn't manage to win, so Opperwetzen will lead now. Let's see. We have 8 minutes to go. Opperwetzen leads by 6 points. Or 8 minutes, 6 points. That should be enough for Opperwetzen. That will be a fantastic win. A fantastic win by Opperwetzen. Let's see. Opperwetzen is playing now against an unrated player, but still strong. 2,500. What's going on there? He has 4-6. Is a pawn up there. And good Opperwetzen winning a second pawn. So he just needs to be careful now about the counterplay there. Taking on d7 and playing now b3, rook b1, threatening now b3, queen d4, knight c4, b3. So this is very nice. Knight b5, or b3 first. h3, bishop. Oh, he needs to be careful about the check there. Oh, this is nasty now. Because queen d2 is running against rook takes c3. That's tactics there. Oh, he saved that. Let's see if he plays now. Still knight f3, knight f3. Queen there. Now he can take on c3. Takes there and play bishop d4. No. So taking on d5. Rook there threatening queen takes f6. Bishop e5. He can't play queen e4, so now he can... Oh, he has a mate there. So he can't take on e3 because of mate on c8, g5, and queen g5 only move, and then queen takes g3. Oh, losing a piece there. Oh, so he can take, no, he can take on, can't take on f3 because of mate there. He can't take on g7 because the queen is hanging. Oh, what a tactics, what tactics out there, unbelievable. What beautiful chess we see there, unbelievable track. So he takes there, and now he has a lot of pawns out there. Taking on h3, rook, queen, rook g2, and now he needs to push the pawns. Which pawns? He has is a pawn up, but oh, if he managed to hold this position, he will win the tournament. So let's see, he has a much more time there, but the rook is active there. Bishop e1. Oh, he just blundered the rook there. And now he has 3 pawns. 3 pawns. Which pawn is much faster there? So he needs to play now h4, bishop to g1. Ah, we check. Oh. So Oberwetzen lost this game. Let's see. Still leading comfortably. Zubov lost also. And Martinez has good chances now. But it's not enough time. For 4 minutes, even if he plays Berserk, 2 games, that will be 8 points. It's not enough. That seems that Oberwetzen has a good chance to win the tournament there. Obviously now we have Martinez playing very... Oh, he just blundered. Just blundered a piece, Martinez. Oh, Martinez blundered a piece there. So this is very difficult now. He can resign. Losing another piece there. Threatening on c6. Can take on g5, taking on... And then takes on c... So it's a bit complicated there. But he can play queen c7. And still taking the piece there. Castling now, playing check and then castling. Yes, this is a nice win by Oberwetzen. No need to complicate matters there. Oh no. Bishop there, and now let's see, rook c8 or something. Bishop d7, taking on e5. Castling first. E5. Taking on d4, queen d4 first, e5, taking there. So this is a nice win by Oberwetzen. That's I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but he's two pieces up, yes, and these pieces are tight there. Let's see, taking the piece. And oh, we have a deserved winner there. Let's see, 2 minutes to go. Oberwetzen leads by 6 points, and Zubov the 2nd place, Macrofago the 3rd place. Obviously for the 3rd place, the 2nd place, there is a very interesting run if Macrofago wins. Let's see, Oberwetzen is now leading by 6 points. Nobody can reach him now. The 2nd place, Zubov. Zubov has the possibility to save the 2nd place. Let's see, Oberwetzen against Macrofago. And they are playing now the Scandinavian with g6. This line was played by Kramnik. I thought sometimes to play also this line. I played the line with queen d6, but with c6, not with g6. So this line should be comfortable for black. Let's see, he's trying now to put the bishop on b7. In the long run, playing with knight e7 and c5. So bishop b7, keeping an eye. So he can play now bishop there or play for the center. Let's see, knight e2 is also possible, yes, to safeguard the pawn there. And now he's threatening c5. If he trades there, he takes with a knight, and he managed to take there. Let's see, queen b6 first, and now rook c8, yes, and bishop e4 perhaps. Bishop takes f3, knight e5. Pleasant game for black now, but let's see, he pushing h5. He needs to play now queen f5, yes. Now let's see, can he trade there, playing for the weakness on f3. He can take with the f pawn, yes. Takes there, bishop e4. And now let's see what's the best way to protect this. Knight b6. Rook there threatening something. Bishop g5. Knight c4. Bishop. Oh! Blundering a piece there. Oh, so we have a deserved winner there. Operwetzen is winning the tournament, the Zumpili tournament, the first Zumpili tournament, with a performance of 2,562. Amazing game, a win rate of 70%. Zubov has a win rate of 79%. With a higher performance, he played only 42 games. Obviously, playing Barth, it was very good for Operwetzen. He managed to play 4 games more than Zubov, and on the 3rd place Macrofago. So congratulations to all the participants. We have a record of 1,797, almost 1,800 players. Amazing tournament. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much for playing such an amazing chess. I was impressed for the defensive skills of Operwetzen. A deserved win. And also Zubov played very good chess. Macrofago, beautiful chess. We had also Hammer there, but obviously he wasn't in a very good mood today. And Fandorine, one of the leader, is from the rating, is only on place 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 prizes for Operwetzen, Zubov, Macrofago, and surprise again for Kikek. Kikek from Spain, and place 5 for Martinez from Peru. Unbelievable fight for the 5th place, and they are so close to each other. For the 3rd place, Macrofago, Kikev, and Martinez and Joseph, all of them fight for the 3rd place. A beautiful ending for this tournament. Thank you very much, and I hope my voice, I can speak tomorrow. I hope I can speak tomorrow. You see, hear my voice. I'm very grateful that we saw such amazing chess out there. Obviously today was Andrew Tang was missing there. He just registered, but he missed there. And Len says congratulations to Super Operwetzen for the Gold Cup. Thanks a lot to Thibault, Lee Chess Team, and Zumpili, all of you. Amazing event. Thank you very much, Lance. I also am grateful. This guy played unbelievable chess, above my level. Fantastic defensive skills by Operwetzen. With this performance, we all wait to see Operwetzen being a GM, because he has the talent and the skills. If someone can tell me in the chat how old is Operwetzen, if he's young, we will see him perhaps in other tournaments and I hope he will be a grandmaster, because he has the skills for being a grandmaster. He has the stamina defending difficult position. He has a good tactical views, and perhaps he needs to. He was born 1990, so he's very young. He still has the possibility to be a good grandmaster. So I wish him all the best. And Zubov managed to play a strong tournament. Congratulations to all the participants. Congratulations to my viewers. They are supporting me in this chat. And I'm very grateful to see you all there. So let's say good evening once again to all my viewers out there in different languages. I prepared for that. Let me have my fun with these languages. Let's start with French, bonsoir, with Italian, buonasera, Spanish, buenas tardes, and Russian, dobry večer. And thank you all. In Hebrew, the one of the participants teach me yesterday how to say in Hebrew thank you, Toda Rabba. And for Niels Wind teaching me in Dutch how to say thank you, dankjewel. And of course Hungarian, as Tamalio wants, is köszönöm szépen in Hungarian. So all the players there, you made me very happy. Having almost 1,800 players, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's above all my expectation. I thought we will have 800, but 800, 900 was a lot. But having 1,797, I just need to remember this number. It's fantastic. So the players will get their prizes, and first prize $85. Perhaps Operwetzen just donated his last prize, and if you watch the tournament, then he just creates another tournament. Let's see on the tournament calendar. Operwetzen has on the 28th of April has the Operwetzel roundabout. This is Operwetzen is sharing his title Arena prize, and is playing 24 hours bullet chess for 30 seconds. And let's see who will win. So this is an amazing tournament there, and I'm very grateful to see you all there. And now it's time to say goodbye to all my viewers. Thank you for supporting me there. And RX says, I have already contacted all the winners. Very, very good. RX is the moderator and administrator of the Lead Chess site. And he is managing now, obviously, the prizes, and hopefully my opponents are satisfied with the outcome of this tournament. I am satisfied seeing such beautiful chess out there. It's an impressive inspiration for me to see how well these guys are playing there. And I just say goodbye now. I need to say goodbye. My voice is on the limit. I need to recover, and have a good night. See you soon on leadchess.org, a fantastic platform, and hopefully we'll see other beautiful tournaments out there. We have in some days we will have a good tournament where Carlsen sponsored his first place out there, and you are all invited to see once again perhaps Carlsen playing on this site. A beautiful place to meet chess players from all over the world, chess players who are loving these games, and great job by administrators, by Thibault and all the other players who are supporting this site. Thank you very much and see you soon. Bye bye.